What up?
I need that sports encyclopedia. U.S. Steve Kim. Got Trent in the cut.
Coach JB.
Yeah. Where you at, man? In the gym shooting, I'm Durant. You ain't shooting John Moran.
Darnell is the Ball State legend. I'm the Warren Central High School legend.
I'm proving with a reliable source, straight from the mouth of the horse. Smitty and JB and Smitty from West Coast to Yost.
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
Better stay in your lane. Hop until
You are fucking insane. Dude, what? You just will not give this guy his flowers. What is wrong with you?
Oh, you must have thought I was a bitch.
I am him. Use not it. What's the topic? With your logic when I flow. Big Komodo, how it's talking.
Got to get back to letting the baby cry a little bit to see if they can soothe themselves.
That's a bar.
Issues get pressed so past it don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing, we switched it and filled the gap.
I identified him after his third fight, and I said that guy can be a star.
I'm so proud of the show, bro.
With the gas, Smitty and Jason Brown.
Coach JB Show.
What up? We are in the building. Patriotic JB. I'm in the blue and white and red with the kicks to match. You don't even want to see. The drip is unbelievable. Killing Smitty like normal. It is Work Boot Wednesday. Strap up your hard hat. Tie up your work boots. We are on TikTok live. We are everywhere live. We're in the world live on the Realest show on Planet ERF. We got a loaded lineup. Tank Johnson for an hour. Shaun King for an hour. We're going to have maybe a special guest pop up. The last show of the week. Happy 4th of July, Independence Day tomorrow. Be safe, stay cool, and make sure you watch the Coach JB show with Big Smitty on the Realest show on Planet ERF. Make sure you subscribe to our winnable.com/slap-picks and then download the Discord app and then go download Slap Nation. And you can chat with us every single day, plus our guests, celebrity guests to real guests to everybody's guests. Come on over. slapnation.com. All right, let's dive into this thing. I'm going to lead in with a banger today. Lamar Jackson continues to get a pass by saying his wide receivers aren't good and they need to get him weapons, etc., etc., etc. How long have we been hearing this story? I've been saying QBs make wideouts great, not the other way around. Which wide receivers in NFL history has truly made a Hall of Fame MVP caliber QB? None. That's who. Tom Brady was made by who? Aaron Rodgers was made by who? John Elway was made by who? Marino, Aikman, Montana, Steve Young? Sure, they had weapons, but the quarterback makes average QBs average wide receivers better. Lamar has yet to get a wide receiver paid at another place. Remember what I said, at another place. Aaron Rodgers got several wide receivers paid at their next place. Wide receivers don't get QBs paid at the next place. Lamar has to get his wide receivers, regardless of who they are, paid at the next place. We want to like Lamar for being a great character guy and a freak of nature athlete, sure, but dismiss the fact that he has been very average to below average in the playoffs, which last time I checked is what matters most. Time to get off the soapbox of blaming others and start holding the highest paid player on their teams accountable, which is the QB. QBs are either the GOAT or the hero, period, not the wide receivers. Let that sink in. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a second on the Realest show on Planet ERF. We
here.
My main man Smitty is in the building, and we are here to get it going on a Work Boot Wednesday, Smitty. Hopefully everybody can hear us all right. If you haven't noticed, we changed around a little bit settings, so we got the mic. Smitty and I can look at each other eye to eye like a grown man should. A lot of you guys are scared to look at each other in the eye. Smitty, I need the mouse, man. Can you do a brother a favor and go get it?
Paper, rock, scissors. Whoever loses, gotta go get it one time. So rock, paper, scissors. So it's two ways. You do rock, paper, scissors, and throwing the scissors, or go rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I'll get it. I'll beat you. All right, so let's get it going. We're the live show, realest show on planet Earth. We got some real topics today. Shaun King joins us for an hour. Tank Johnson for an hour.
Big Tank is back.
Tank's back for an hour. Yup.
I ain't seen Tank all year.
He don't like you. And then
what?
we got.
Who messed my mic up, JB? Who messed my mic? Who been in here when we leave?
Yeah, we got a lot going on today. Pound that like, man. Much love to everybody. Yeah, I do have some info on Utah State G Wizzle, but remember, I don't know nothing. Fucking slapdick.
It's too early to be cussing. We're only
Blake Forbes, what up? Independence, Kansas in the house. Appreciate all the real ones in here, man. It's Independence Day. You see, I'm in the red, white, and blue with the red, white, and blue kicks. You don't know about these. These are Lacoste.
Okay.
You can't get these many nowhere. You can't find these ones.
They're very easy to get.
You can't find these ones.
Lacoste is very easy
Not
to get.
these ones. That's what you don't get. You don't listen.
They white, navy, blue. That's the first one that came out.
You can't get these ones. You can't even see what's embedded in this middle right here. You don't know nothing about these. I'm not even going to talk about it.
What's
G
in that
Wizzle, I don't G Wizzy or whatever your name is. I don't give a fuck. You're a fucking dick rider.
That's my guy. Stop saying it. We only 8 minutes in, JB. You got to break the code.
I already did. I already broke it.
Wait 10 minutes, then
we passed 10 minutes in. Come on, man. I do this. Brian Case, what do I know? I don't know. It is what it is. Let's dive into the rundown real quick. Mark Schlereth, Big Smitty's guy, goes off on Lamar Jackson fanboys. And kind of similar to how I started the show. And we'll have to show that later on. Tiki Barber, who's been in the news lately for just calling cats out. I got to get Tiki on the show. I'm kind of interested in what the deal is. Since he retired, this motherfucker kind of gone rogue. Tiki Barber calls out Austin Eckler about wanting to play the game. I'll explain later on. The mother of Pat Tillman goes off on ESPN about Prince Harry getting the ESPY Award, especially as we hit Independence Day tomorrow. Pat McAfee also went off on this same topic, defending Pat Tillman. Plus, I have a Bronny James rant to get off my chest. And the Lakers, in breaking news, extend LeBron to a 2-year max deal. And we're going to talk some Washington Huskies football with Tank Johnson, some NFL and college football QBs with Shaun King, plus the happenings at Utah State with a good friend of mine, Coach Anderson. I've known a long, long time. I'll give you what I do know and what I won't tell you what I won't know. But before we begin, Big Smitty's in the house. We're live in the building, in person as normal. And let's get this party started. Shout out to everybody in the show, dropping in, pound that like, subscribe. Shout out to everybody, Smitty, for getting us to 40,000 subscribers. Appreciate you.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate you. 40,000.
Huge milestone, y'all. Couldn't do it without y'all. Huge milestone.
Yep, couldn't have got it without you guys. Real shit. Smitty, tell everybody what you're thankful for on this Independence Day, that we got 40,000 subscribers and we're on our way to 50,000. We're on TikTok Live. Hopefully, I don't know if is there people in there?
It's a handful in there.
How many?
I can't see. My contacts ain't working.
It's 100 something it looks like. But 40,000. So when you got here, we had 30.
Yeah.
So 10,000 has gone up.
In a year, 10,000
we got to do better, though.
We got to do better, but again.
We should have 100,000 a year.
I appreciate the moment. I appreciate where we at now. I appreciate where we at right now, though. Comparison is a thief of joy. And, it's just good to see growth. It's good to see opportunity. Like JB said, now we're expecting more. Now we're excited to see what's to come next. We know we can grow, but how can we do it in another level, man? We need another 20 to 30K in the next 2 months.
And I'll be clear, Max has said organic, which is I appreciate him saying that, because a lot of people don't know what that means.
Thank you, Joe. We appreciate you, my guy. 40 for 40.
I don't think people understand what Max said by saying organic. here's what it is. I don't pay for subs. I hear that a lot of folks do, and I'm not going to say no names.
Who?
I can't say right now. But a lot of cats pay for their followers on social media. They pay for their subscribers on YouTube. They do it through Google apps and different shit. I would never, ever do something fake and be unorganic, non-organic, fake. Can't do it. So this is all organic, all real. Everybody in here is who you know. You all talk to each other. You see each other. Whether I blocked 1,000 of you or not, we're real. And I'll always be real. So make sure you realize that when you talk that shit about us and what I stand for, remember, this is real. Shout out Kevin Olsen in the chat, the younger brother of Greg Olsen. Played for me, great dude, head coach now in high school, representing. Shout out to big Kevin Olsen and his brother for killing it on your network.
Come on now.
On Fox.
Fox Sports. Shout out to the Olsens.
Shout out to the Olsens. Great father, great mother, great family. New Jersey, pride of New Jersey. Let's dive into the quote of the day, brought to you by betonline.ag.
What up, man? The real Coach JB here for the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. We got a proud new sponsor, of course, for the second part of the year, and that's BetOnline. Continue to be your number one source for all basketball wagering needs, including pro and college hoops throughout the year. March Madness is here. Join us every Monday and Friday with Jeff Nadu as we will pick them and up-to-minute odds, stats, and trends. You can follow your favorite team's path to the playoffs with in-game live betting, contests, and all the best player props. Experience the world's best wagering platform anytime from your desktop to your mobile device. Head on over to BetOnline today. Become part of the team and remember to use promo code BELIEVE, B-L-E-A-V, for 50% off plus welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts. Peace.
All right.
I need something good, JB. It's Wednesday, last show of the week. We need something. This got to be your best work. Talk to us.
Quote of the day?
Yes, sir.
Brought to you by Bet Online. Head on over there. Use promo code BELIEVE, B-L-E-A-V. Quote of the day. What once hurt you will soon bless you.
Ooh.
Watch how beauty is created from your ashes.
Ooh-wee.
Smitty not feeling that.
One more time.
It's all good, though.
One more time.
What once hurt you
Okay, it used to hurt me.
will soon bless you.
Okay.
Watch how beauty is created from your ashes.
Ooh-wee. So what you're saying is
I get resurrected. I've been resurrected.
what you're saying is when you go through stuff, in that moment, it might seem like it's to harm you and hurt you. But later in life, JB, what once hurt you was made to help and bless and grow you. In life, JB, you got to go through trials and tribulations and hurdles in order to grow. We cannot avoid the trials. We cannot avoid the hurt. We cannot avoid the pain if you want to grow. Don't look at God or whoever you believe in and ask for growth, but then at the same time say you don't want to go through stuff. That doesn't make sense. You can't make it make sense on me. You must go through stuff to get there. You must fall off your bike to learn how to ride the bike as a kid, figuratively speaking. So I love this quote, JB. It's one of your best ones.
This motherfucker, crooked ass preacher or what? Is he crooked or is he real? Drop it in the chat below. Smitty faking or is he real? He sounded real to me. I don't know. Shit. He got a lot of people hyped in the chat. Shit. Fuck.
You impressed?
Shout out to the Ebenezer Baptist Church on 3rd and Broadway. Contrary to belief, brought to you by Prize Picks. Head on over to Prize Picks and use the promo code Coach JB. The people in your life should be source of reducing stress, not causing more of it.
Ooh, man.
They should be a source for reducing stress, not causing more of it.
Do I reduce stress out of your life, boss? Or do I add more stress to your life?
Poll question. Make sure everybody drops the chat in the chat below. Get in there with us because we're going to debate this right out the gate. So make sure you pound that like, subscribe, become a member today. Share this story and share it on all your platforms and let everyone know the realest show on planet Earth. Poll question. Can Lamar Jackson make his wide receivers elite?
Yes, he can. Yes, he can, and yes,
everybody
he
knows
will.
we're going to disagree, but go ahead, Smitty.
Yes, he can, and yes, he will. Let's go over some of the facts, man. Hollywood Brown's best year of his career thus far has been with who? Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Yes, you can say he left. Why did he leave? I think he left. He wanted more bread, but who knows what the real reason is? Regardless of what the reason was, to this point, the best year of his career has been with Lamar Jackson. Another cat, my brother from Ball State, my guy, Willie Snead. Some of his best years have been with who? Lamar Jackson. Willie Snead, a guy who I love. I think he's really talented, but again, he's not a premier wide receiver. We can also speak about what's true and what's facts, and it's all love, but he's not a premier wide receiver, but he played very, very well with Lamar Jackson. In today's league, to me, tight ends are an extension of wideouts. We talked about it the other day, about how just the rule changes, the weight differences, the body differences, and you cannot tell me that Mark Andrews isn't a premier ball catcher, in the NFL. Why does that happen? Because of his quarterback, Lamar Jackson. Now, does he still have a long ways to go? Yes, he does. Does he still have to show more in the playoffs? Absolutely. That's the one key ingredient that he's missing to get to that Super Bowl. They were a couple plays away last year. To me, that's the next step. That's the development that he has to continue to work at and get better. I saw our guy Stink, who I love, I respect. I think he's a 3-time Super Bowl champion, if I'm not mistaken. I think he won 1 with Washington and 2 with the Broncos. Fact check me real quick if you get a chance, guys. So I respect and listen to everything he says. I'm going to hear it real quick. Last thing I'm going to say before we show the video, though, is one of the things that he mentioned was that Lamar Jackson has had all these first-round wide receivers. When has he had them, though? He got Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Brown left. He got Rashad Bateman. Bateman's hurt every single season. We can look at it. It's a fact. OBJ was a first-round guy. He got OBJ when he was a shell of himself. Nelson Aguilar, he's cool now, but again, we didn't get prime Nelson Aguilar. He got him at this point in his career. So when we mention things like that, we have to look at the context, and his context matters. Bailey, go ahead and play that video for my guy, Mark Schlereth, a.k.a. Stink. All-time O-lineman.
I do not want to hear from all of you out there that are telling me that Lamar Jackson, well, they don't get him weapons. How many first-round wide receivers do you need to draft? Well, they're not drafting the right one. Well, you're not developing them. Well, how do you develop them? Well, your quarterback has a long way to go in developing wide receivers. So I don't want to hear that bullshit from you anymore. And you Baltimore fans, I'm tired of it. They drafted first-round talent. They've drafted tight ends in the first round. They've drafted 3 different wide receivers since 2018 in the first round. I mean, Aaron Rodgers went, 16, 17 years with the Green Bay Packers. They never drafted a guy in the first round, whether it was a tight end or a wide receiver for him. So don't tell me about it. I mean, it's one of those things. Don't tell me about the pain. Show me the baby. Produce in the playoffs.
Cap or fact? What he just said.
He said a lot. The last part is the fact. He needs to produce in the playoffs. As much as I love Lamar, there's another level that he has to show up in the playoffs. I would put a lot of the blame of some of their playoff losses, not all of it, but again, you're the quarterback, you're the leader, so I put a lot of blame in the playoffs on him. That is a fact. The wide receiver point is like, listen, you're comparing him to Aaron Rodgers, number one, which again, Lamar is a future Hall of Famer, but he's a Hall of Famer because of the special talent that he has, the dual threat ability. He's not an Aaron Rodgers. We can all agree on that, number one. Number two, Aaron Rodgers wasn't happy about that. Aaron Rodgers wanted some first-round wide receivers. Let's not get it twisted. Let's not change history. Like, he was pissed off and upset because of the who's it? Not Trey Lance, dropping Jordan Love in the first round without telling him and not getting a wide receiver. There's been years of in media, we've talked about this for years, about the lack of receiver help in the Green Bay locker room. So although I understand he made a lot of those receivers great, and that was his ultimately Stink's point, that doesn't mean it's a good thing. Just because somebody did it once in the one organization doesn't mean you should just do that everywhere. Again, Lamar Jackson is a different quarterback. He's a unique skill set. He's not the most accurate quarterback in the world. He's not a guy who's going to go out there and throw it 40 times and complete 32 of them. We know that. That's not who he is. We have to help him out and what makes him great. And again, the more talent you put around him, a la Brock Purdy, a la Jalen Hurts, the better he'll perform. Now, again, he has talent around him now. He has to use that, execute that. I love Zay Flowers. He had a hell of a rookie year, but it's time to, again, this next year, we got to see more if they want to get to the promised land.
Okay, so you said a couple things that I'm going to fact check and make sure we're on the same page with. Number one, Aaron Rodgers' point wasn't
him getting a guy drafted or wanting a guy. You just said he didn't want a receiver. No, that's not the point. The point is he didn't get a receiver. Aaron Rodgers never got a receiver. That's why he was pissed at the end. He never got a receiver.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so let's talk about the receivers that actually left him. Remember how they had about 6 guys nobody ever heard of about 3 years in a row, and then all of a sudden you get these household names, and I'm going to say household because they're the youngest group now, but remember when Aaron took over the Watson kid, and everyone's like, who's
Christian Watson? Yeah.
Who the hell is this guy? Nobody knew who he was. Who got paid for Kansas City that was there with him in Green Bay? Scantling.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Look at the mid receivers that we all say mid who actually got a big bag, leaving him because they produced numbers wise and got a salary somewhere else. I'm not even going to talk about Lamar. I'm going to even mention Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has still yet to get a receiver paid.
Tyreek Hill.
No, that's not. Don't mention that. I knew you were going to mention that name.
You got to, though,
no,
right?
You can't.
Why not?
Because Tyreek Hill, last time I checked, had better numbers with Tua than he did with Mahomes. That guy was going to get his numbers regardless of who the quarterback was. And Tyreek Hill was already a high-rated commodity. I'm talking about who did Patrick Mahomes get better and actually get a bag for? Not yet. Not yet. He hasn't. Just throwing it out there. If Tyreek would have got worse in Miami, then I would say argue it.
All right.
But he didn't. He actually had 2 years better than he did with Mahomes, stat-wise.
I don't want to cut you off because I had a long rant. Only note I want to make, though, is we also kind of praised Mahomes for last season of the lack of help he had and still being able to get it done. So it's like, I get they haven't got paid yet, but like he's shown that he can make the most out of whatever he has.
And I also praise Andy Reid and Kelsey, guys that no one else has. But let's keep back to Aaron Rodgers and what he's made versus Lamar Jackson and what he's made. Hollywood Brown, I broke this down 2 years ago extensively with Shaun Salisbury on actual yards per catch, yards at or behind the line of scrimmage, and all the yak yards that Hollywood Brown accumulated through bubble screens, now screens, hitches, and just straight up fade balls in a box that was 9 deep. Meaning 9 guys were in the box. Lamar Jackson was getting cover 0 because they were in 32 personnel. So everybody out there that understands, 3 backs, 2 tight ends. So it's a loaded box with Hollywood Brown coming out of the backfield in the 3-back set and catching wheel routes against a linebacker using his speed, which is a great scheme by Roman. But just let's make no mistake about it. It's not like we're in 10 personnel spread and Lamar Jackson's back here and nickel and diamond everybody and going blue, 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 blue. He's never done it. Now, listen, Lamar Jackson is not a passer. Lamar Jackson is a thrower of the football. There are great quarterbacks that are athletic, and there are athletes playing quarterback. Lamar Jackson is an athlete playing quarterback. Listen, does it get it done? Right now, he's the MVP, so it got it done. I'm not here to knock Lamar Jackson. What I'm trying to just give you a clear understanding of, there's great passers and there's great guys that make elite receivers Hall of Famers, and there's guys that make good receivers great. And he has yet to get anyone over the hump at the wide receiver position. Smitty tried to move the goalpost, and he started to add Mark Andrews in there and these tight ends.
You got to in today's league. You got to.
Not really. When you're a great quarterback, though, you can make mid receivers better, as we just pointed out with Aaron Rodgers. But the tight end now is a Travis Kelce wide receiving pass catcher guy.
Right.
Mark Andrews isn't that guy. Mark Andrews is the inline receiver at the line of scrimmage as a traditional tight end that they move around to catch mismatches on certain safeties and linebackers in the run game, RPO, and play action game. It's not like
you still got to give him the ball, though, JB. You know that.
But I understand. What I'm trying to tell you the difference is Travis Kelce is displaced in the formation. He's in the slot. He's out wide. Mark Andrews is very, very, very seldom out wide.
What about Isaiah Likely, though, who pretty much played all last year because Mark Andrews got hurt?
What about him?
You don't see Isaiah Likely playing a little outside as a receiver.
Well, you had to, though. He had no wide out, so you had to move him. He's a more athletic guy.
Exactly. My point is, he was a no-name guy, and now people respect him because of Lamar getting the ball.
Guy. He's your only guy.
But okay, but just because you're the only guy there doesn't mean you're automatically going to ball out.
But what I'm saying
is
Lamar Jackson's offense predicated him to throw to one guy. They had no other tight end. Likely was in there by
default. Yeah,
he had to go in there. He's an athletic guy, similar to your boy that went to the Giants,
Darren Waller.
And by the way, when you force feed and run game, you better hit the tight end. You better hit a guy in space. Likely was able to win one-on-one matchups, and Lamar got on the football. Listen, I've already said Lamar had the most mediocre MVP stat-wise of winning an MVP. But he's the MVP, and that's the fact. He's the MVP. All I'm trying to tell you is he's not a passer of the football. He doesn't make receivers better. And when are we going to start holding him accountable for that fact? You have to make these middle-of-the-pack receivers elite in order to get to the Mahomes level, to these other guys' level of a Burrow, of a guy that's been to a Super Bowl. When can he do that? It's yet to be determined, but we're the time's ticking, dog. It's year 8. Like, at what point are you going to say, Smitty, all right, man, Lamar is really who he is. He's who we thought he was, too. Like, I've already said that years ago when he came into the league, and I got a buddy that coached him at Louisville, and he's an unbelievable kid, great freak of nature talent. You can't tackle him one-on-one. I mean, it is what it is. But he's not a passer. He's not.
But that's cool, though. Like, I don't care about all that.
But you got to make receivers better, Smitty.
Do you win?
The question is, though, the receivers, can he make a receiver elite? That's the question.
I think Zay Flowers had a hell of a rookie year. He had to get on the ball. I mentioned Hollywood Brown. You could throw out scheme, whatever. The numbers are the numbers. But okay, cool. I hear you.
You know what?
I'm throwing out tiny. Like, I hear what you're saying, but
to that point, Hollywood Brown's where right now?
Chiefs.
If he goes out and has this ridiculous season, it's really going to make Lamar look worse.
No, it don't. Mahomes is a different level. Like, as much as I like Lamar, he's not a Mahomes. We can all like that's. Yeah, but Mahomes is a lot better than Lamar Jackson.
The point is, can you get this guy the ball on time, in space, where he catches and runs? Hollywood did not do that. If you watch that season, which I've broken down, half of his yards, yak yards, were. We already talked about.
Yeah. I hear you.
And then the rest of them were
with some deep balls too, though.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, the other half were cover zero, over the top beaters.
Beautiful though.
But I'm just saying it was like college. It was cover zero. You don't see cover zero in the NFL, Smitty, unless you're running some crazy.
But when you play,
teams.
But why are they in cover zero?
Because you're in 32 personnel. You're fucking 32 personnel,
right?
And you're using him in the backfield. Look at that season. I watched that.
But I'm saying they're in cover zero because of the threat that you are as in Lamar Jackson. So that, like, again, you're right. They don't play cover zero in the NFL, but Lamar forces that. He's forcing the D coordinator to do something that they normally don't do, which allows his wide receivers to free up. That's a plus. Why are we looking at it as a negative?
Yeah, I'm just trying to stay on the point of the question.
Yes, sir.
Is, can he make receivers elite? I say no. Smitty says, yeah, we're in year 8. I've yet to see it so far. I'm with Mark Schlereth. I'm with him. I believe that
you don't think Zay Flowers can be elite based upon what you saw last year?
No, because he can be elite if he was with Aaron Rodgers. See, that's the thing. Elite requires an elite quarterback.
Did Zay not play well last year as rookie year?
He did, but remember, he was the one guy isolated one-on-one. They were in 12 personnel, and he ate as a rookie. And you had OBJ at times when he was healthy. And you had
my God.
No. What I'm saying is, listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying he balled. I'm saying when OBJ was on the field healthy,
he's a threat.
It required coverage to be rotated. It required a rookie to say, all right, let's see what this rookie could do. The rookie got loose here and there. It's not like, but it wasn't. Come on, look at the catch. It wasn't like Zay Flowers was out there running curl, dig, comeback, post, bang 8, and Lamar's just hitting that motherfucker on top. Like, you got to watch what the product really shows.
But again, I agree that would never be Lamar though. And
that's what I'm saying.
But you say it. When you say it, you're saying it like that is a huge problem. What I'm saying is,
but I think you tossed the word elite around.
That's not his thing. Well, that was me on this question. Like, how do you define elite?
Yeah, I think you tossed the word around because I think we've accepted mediocrity in this quarterback market, and I think we see a guy that wins MVP. We put him as like this elite guy.
He is,
but he's not elite.
Position. He's elite. He's elite.
He's an elite player.
Right.
He's an elite football player.
Right.
No doubt. I mean, come on now. I'm a recruiter. He's a elite football player. He's not an elite quarterback. He's an elite athlete. But he plays quarterback.
He plays quarterback though.
An athlete playing quarterback.
Yes, but my only problem.
Remember, you're a quarterback in the NFL, Smitty. You're not a quarterback in college. And we put the best athlete at quarterback, and let's go run double option. And
he's not that though, because the reason because when you say that, then to me, what I hear at least when someone says he's just a great athlete playing quarterback, to me that's like saying, okay, let's go out here and just grab Tyreek Hill, or let's go grab whoever you think who's an elite athlete and just put him at quarterback, and they can do the same thing Lamar is doing.
But name me a quarterback.
I think that belittles completely what he's doing because it's not that easy at all. It's not that. No, it's not. He's just a unique talent that's really he's amazing as a runner. He's good as a passer. You put him together, he's a MVP, future Hall of Fame player. And because he doesn't like go out there and pick you apart, 2-minute warning style, like the great singular passers, the Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, and Tom Brady's, because that's who we're comparing them to. It's hard for, I think, you and some others to view him as a elite guy because we're only comparing him to guys who are not him. You know, so like, if I want to be petty, I can flip it and say, well, Peyton Manning can't do the triple option and run like Lamar. Like, no, you're great at what you're great at. Like, whatever makes you great is what makes you great. So there's certain running backs. Some running backs can catch off the backfield. Some can't. But are you great? Derrick Henry is great at what he does. Christian McCaffrey is great at what he does.
Could Lamar Jackson make Nakua elite like Stafford did last year?
Like Stafford did? I would say no, because I mean it's hard to assume that.
My point.
Yeah.
Cooper goes down, right? Cooper Kupp went out. He was hurt. You got a rookie out there that's a no-namer. And Matthew Stafford made him, I believe, he broke the record?
I think so, like a rookie. Yeah.
That's elite. That's QB ball spinning 101. That is an elite passing quarterback who takes a rookie, and my star receiver goes down and is injury prone the last 2 years, and I take Puka Nakua and make his ass fucking elite. That is what the QB position entails at the NFL level. He did it in Detroit. He did it with the Rams, won the Super Bowl year 1. He is an elite ball spinner. Burrow got 3 QB or wide receivers over 1,000 yards each in the same season.
Well,
that's elite.
I don't know if I'm not going to use. I don't think Burrow's the best example.
I'm just telling you.
I don't know if he made Jamar Chase great. I don't know if he made T. Higgins great. I don't know. I'm saying the same argument used with Tyreek Hill. Jamar will get busy anywhere.
I said 3 receivers though,
and they all fucking amazing.
But they all, but come on,
no,
dog.
they were all big
like
time talent getting dragged. Like these guys were.
Don't move the goalpost.
This is legit.
About getting this guys the elite talent, getting elite guys the ball. Like that's what I'm saying. Elite QBs make good receivers better. Elite QBs make great receivers Hall of Famers, and elite quarterbacks make average receivers get paid at another spot. Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, Elway, Marino. All got receivers paid at their new place. Lamar has yet to do that. I'm just telling you, that's all I'm saying. To piggyback on Schlereth's take, I'm not saying he's not a freak of nature, great athlete, and a great football player. He's a ball player. He wins games, all that. Is he an elite passer of the football, which the quarterback position, the last time I checked, is his number 1 job? Like, we keep dismissing the number 1 job of his job as a quarterback. He's not a running back.
How many elite just passers do we have in the NFL? Elite. Singular just passing the ball.
That's my point on the market.
It's very minute. But
that's my whole part every day on the show.
But even in our prime era of quarterbacks, like, again, the word elite is powerful, JB. Like, you're not saying good. You're not saying like, you're saying elite. That's top. When I hear elite, the names that come to my head is Brady, Manning, Rodgers, like those names.
You're naming them right now. Go back 10 years.
Brady, Manning, Rodgers. Would you call Phillip Rivers elite?
Yeah.
Elite.
Look at his numbers, yeah.
Okay, cool. Phillip Rivers, Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger, elite.
I mean, look at it.
Again,
numbers wise, look at it.
That's why I asked you, because elite. I'm like, elite is just a very particular.
If Roethlisberger was out on the field in shorts and he was spinning the football,
huge arm, yeah.
No, but he's not an elite spinner of the ball. Like he's not.
Right.
He wouldn't look like Geno Smith.
He
wouldn't look like Aaron Rodgers. He wouldn't look like Stafford.
That's why I asked you. That's what I'm saying. Elite is kind of like in the production.
By the way, either with Peyton Manning.
Right. Yep. The ball flutters.
A wobble a ball. He doesn't throw a very tight spiral. He doesn't have a big time arm. Peyton Manning did not have a big time arm. Contrary to everyone.
But we all know Peyton is great because they're right here.
Before on this show, yes. So he is elite ball spinner and then elite player.
Yeah.
At the position, though. Remember, elite quarterback play at the position is with what equates to Super Bowls, playoff wins, etc. Elite players going over and playing quarterback doesn't necessarily equate elite quarterback.
Let me ask you one more question before we move on, or if you might have a follow-up point. So I think Lamar is a good passer. I don't think he's an elite passer. I think he's underrated in terms of his pass.
He's a horrible passer. I think he's a good ball thrower. There's a difference.
Okay, cool. Difference of opinion. I think he's a good passer. I think he's a great next level runner, athlete, whatever you want to call it. So what I do, I combine those together. And I say, okay, what do we have? It's kind of like you're making some Kool-Aid. Okay, I mix this fucking fruit punch. I mix this sugar. I mix a little water. What's the product from that? So just because he's not nearly as singularly great as a passer as like an Aaron Rodgers, when you add in the other element that he brings to the position, which again, I know running isn't like naturally part of the position job description, but again, no one said that you couldn't run. Just motherfuckers just could not run, so they just didn't do it. Lamar can do it. So when they put it all together and you mix it, what do you have? You have a Hall of Fame player. It's all I'm saying. So why can't he just be great in his way?
If he's a Hall of Fame player,
he is for sure. Though I'm not trying to be funny. Like two-time MVP, the numbers, I guarantee he'll be Hall of Famer. I will bet any money.
Point though, like if Lamar Jackson is a Hall of Famer at quarterback,
then what?
Then we have lowered the bar.
Oh, no, JB.
All right.
You talked about numbers.
Listen, we won't get into that.
Man.
We'll save that for next week. But
golly, I want to ask Shaun this later. I want to ask Shaun this later.
Lowered the bar, and I would love to have a debate with him.
Babe, take a note of that, please. Okay, I want to ask Shaun that later.
Because,
for real.
Let me be honest though. Like, let's be honest before we move on here. Like Lamar Jackson.
Golly, JB.
Lamar Jackson isn't sustainable, and I'll leave you like this: listening to Bill Belichick and Mike Martz speak at a clinic. And they really dropped the mic and said it simply as this. For every time Lamar Jackson is running around, or Kyler Murray, or any of these freaks of nature athletically are running around in the backfield and extending the time of the play, there is a fucking receiver open in the end zone.
Potentially.
And no, there is. They break the film down.
All right.
And when that happens, Smitty, it is a demoralizer for not only the receiver, the offensive line, the offensive play caller, and the offense. And guess what it demoralizes? The defense. When you don't come away with points and you run around back there for fucking 30 seconds and then you just run out of bounds for a 2-yard gain, or you throw it away, or you throw a pick, or you don't hit the guy open in the end zone, it is a demoralizer. Lamar Jackson, for as great of a talent he is, he misses guys in the end zone that are wide open so he can run around and make plays. And all the naysayers and fantasy draft fucking football players out here, fantasy king guys, think that he's a great athletic freak of nature, but he's really not a great quarterback. So that's all I'm saying. That's what the greats are saying.
And I respect the greats.
The plays and saying, fuck, man, if you would have hit your third step and just threw the goddamn post, it would have been a touchdown. We would have saved your body. You would have not been hurt. You would have played all the games.
He pretty much does that.
And we would have started with
Lamar.
2 years.
No, he did not. No, he did not. No, he did not. No, he did not. He missed the
He missed 10 games,
he missed the ending of 2 seasons.
Missed 10 games.
He missed how many games have Joe Burrow missed?
10 games.
How many games Joe Burrow missed? How many games have Aaron Rodgers missed?
He's my number one.
How many games have some of these quarterbacks who stay in the pocket? How many have they missed? So my point is these same stagnant in the pocket quarterback miss games too. It's football. You get hurt. So I don't want to use that.
You're comparing a guy that's played.
But that's a sorry ass excuse that we use because you run, you get hurt. That's all we think. Oh, he runs, but he don't. He don't get hurt that much. He don't get hurt that much. No, he don't. JB, stop. JB, stop. JB, stop. He hasn't missed a lot of games. Listen,
what do you mean? Don't say that. He's missed 10 games.
So tell me in 8 years he missed 10 games.
No, in the last 2 years he missed 10 games.
In 8 years though, he wasn't hurt his first what? Anyway,
he got hurt year 2.
Anyway, my full point is this.
How's your AR5 doing?
Lamar,
that's my point. You want to skip over all this shit.
We're not talking about AR5. Lamar Jackson has not missed a lot of games, bro. I'm not even arguing with you. It's just a fact.
It's the same quarterback.
Let me ask you this question.
It's not sustainable. That's a fact.
You use the example of Bill Belichick, and I respect all that. But what happens on the flip side when
Mike, Bill Billick.
Bill Billick. Sorry about that. Bill Billick. What happens when Lamar Jackson runs around?
Brian Billick.
Brian Billick, excuse me. What happens when he runs around? He actually does convert the pass, because I've seen that hundreds of times where he runs around, and then throws a touchdown.
What does it got him?
It got him to
that's our point.
AFC Championship,
hey, by
JB.
the way, we got to make an announcement.
AFC Championship, JB.
Make an announcement real quick so you understand the validity of this show going forward during the football season. Noel Mazzoni, one of the great all-time play callers in college football history, also coaching the NFL. He's coached the likes of Johnny Manziel and many others. Him and John Booty, if you know who that is, they will be on our show during the season twice a week. So we're going to have actual real-time, big-time coaches on the show with us live. I'm just dropping that real quick since I made that happen yesterday. Noel's a good friend of mine. And we'll be breaking down this particular topic every week live on DV Sport and on the big screen. So just throwing that out there. All right. All right, Smitty, we'll move on. That's a good topic. Good debate.
Let's move on to some, I think we got some LeBron talk. That's what Betty put up next. This morning, he signed a 2-year, $104 million, I think, max deal to return to the LA Lakers. Not a surprise. I mean, obviously, Bronny's there. Everything. JJ's there. He got everything that he wanted. So not really a big surprise. To me, I'm kind of comparing it to our guy Kobe in terms of how they ended his career. Kobe had like a 2-year, was it 40-something mil at that time? You might have to look it up in fact checking, but at that time, it was big-time money to end his career with a Lakers uniform on. I think they're doing the same thing here with LeBron. And, hey, I mean, I just think you get a max deal. You're still healthy. You're still, overall, you're showing signs of greatness. Let's make it. Let's turn it into something. Let's make a run in the playoffs. Let's get some pieces going. Let's get a DeMar. Let's get whoever we can get in a Lakers uniform to make this team a true contender in these last 2 years. What is that move? I don't know. I'm not the GM. That's Rob Pelinka. That's his job to figure that out. But figure out some pieces to go around your max player who still has some stuff left in the tank. You still got AD. You got a good draft pick and Dog Connect with your first-round pick. You got some cats over there. Austin Reed, you got some cats. Let's make these last 2 years memorable, and let's make it make sense. Because at the end of the day, Lakers go out here and actually win, and they shock the world and they get a ring in these next 2 years. All the naysayers, including us, will be quiet.
No, we're not.
We'll be
not
quiet.
Gonna happen. It's not going to happen. He's absolutely fucked this organization. He should have left the organization on his own and said, you know what? I'm too old. You guys need to rebuild this program. This is a legacy franchise, and this is Kobe, Worthy, Kareem, Magic, Wilt. This is a franchise that deserves better. I'm too old to do that. So not only does my salary handicap you on getting free agents into a market that's tax bracket high, that's inflation high, that's fucking crime riddled. Let's not talk about that. Let's get in some young cats, go draft, and go get you a couple young perimeter players. This guy right here has literally single-handedly ruined the organization. I'm standing on the business of that right now because the Lakers are not a serious organization. The Lakers are not serious. The Lakers should have got rid of this man last year at least to make a move to try to go get you some young blood. They haven't. This guy now is signing a max deal at 40, and you haven't got one free agent this year that means anything. You haven't signed one person. Everyone's going to the Clippers. Everyone's going to the fucking this team, that team. Where are the Lakers? What have you done? It is an embarrassment. Rob Pelinka, Jeannie Buss have absolutely ruined this organization. LeBron James, for whatever reason, he must hold something fierce over their head because they will not tell this man no. And they drafted his son. He'll probably won't play. He'll be a G League type of player, or they'll force him out on the field, on the court just because it's his son. And now you couldn't get any free agencies, and you re-sign a guy to a $104 million deal at this age. Blows me away. And this actually irritates me, and it actually pisses me off this morning on the greatest and realest show on planet Earth. So that's why I'm going to leave it at that. Sorry, Smitty, to ruin your day on that one, but I know you're the same boat with me as far as a Laker fan, and we're not huge LeBron fans. We understand his greatness. We understand he's a freak of nature, and his body continues to look like, Rocky and Rocky 5. But at the same time, come on, Smitty, you and I both can see with our eyes. This organization now for sure can't do anything with this deal. $104 million deal. What can they do?
Ain't too much you can do. Ain't really too much you can do. You know what I'm saying? Bring in some like really good role players, I guess. A handful of those guys.
High stakes takes though. Yeah, this motherfucker does literally average 35 to 48 minutes. He does average 26.7 rebounds and 8 assists. Absolute dog at 38. We didn't say he wasn't. But what does that get you? It gets you swept by Denver 2 years in a row. Gentleman's sweep, whatever you want to fucking call it. It gets you absolutely nothing moving forward for an organization chasing the Boston Celtics now. What does that give you? So you're a fantasy player who picks LeBron James every single time a game's on so you can get fantasy points. That is exactly who you are. You don't give a fuck about the team, the organization, or really what's good for the fan base. You're a fantasy player. Come on, homie. Miss me. So what if he has those stat lines? What the fuck do they do? What has the Lakers done? What are they doing? Great stat line. Good job. Yay. Some of you guys, man. Go keep betting them on fantasy, bro. Good job. Smitty.
It's a good take, JB.
It's getting close to because I gotta make it make sense for you in a couple seconds, a couple minutes here. That I can't wait to give you on Bronny James.
But before we get to that, though, we got a few minutes before we get there. We had a good conversation when I first got here. You were talking about me being late. I kind of want to bring that up, kind of switch the gears real quick, just before we get to that point.
You shouldn't do that, but go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna do it anyway because it's my show too, and I can do what I want on the show. I can change the whole rundown right now. So I came in here 15 minutes before the show started, JB. 15 minutes before, and you told me that was BPS, black people shit, and you said I was late. I want the chat to jump in. If you have a meeting at 6 o'clock and you arrive to that meeting at 5:45, are you late? Yes or no? And please, before you answer, please answer your honest opinion and thought. Don't answer because you're favoring me. Don't answer because you're favoring JB, because I know there's a lot of JB stands in here who would literally go kill and destroy for this man. So give me your real opinion, your real answers. I see a lot of no's and nods. JB.
Of course, Keith, fat body, wobble body, would say you were on time.
What'd he say? Pull it up. I want to see his quote. What'd he say?
He said, this fat titty fucking hanger said, you're 15 minutes early, because that's BPS. He's BPS. He's the epitome.
Now, that's my cousin.
He's the epitome.
That's my cousin right there.
He would be fired day one. Fuck vacuuming outside.
Who the hell's outside our door, JB?
Hey, cállate.
Who the fuck? Hey,
it's the help.
You got that thing on you, though, just in case we got to.
Of course.
All
right. So look. See, you know what Smitty said?
What'd I say?
He said, Bailey, you played football. You know you 15 minutes before kickoff.
Bailey, jump in real quick before we go to Make It Make Sense.
What up?
All right, Bailey. You are a former big-time premier offensive lineman. I believe you played center, if I'm not mistaken. You was a hog on the field. You know about being on time to meetings, not practice, not the game, to meetings. So I want to ask you, from your experience, if you had a team meeting at 6 o'clock, a team meeting, and you arrived to the team meeting at 5:45, are you in trouble? Yes or no?
Team meeting, no. But do you look at this like a team meeting, or do you look at this like a practice or a game? That's my question. That's kind of where I leave it at.
All right, let me look at this like a meeting. Big Titty Keith and teach Smitty and teach all the youngsters out here a little lesson. You know why Smitty can come 15 minutes before and not have a fucking worry in his life? Because his name ain't on the goddamn fucking door. His name ain't on the lease. His name ain't on the show. That's why he can come late. Because he can come late and expect every fucking thing to be perfect. But guess whose name's on the show has to show up and make sure this motherfucker turns on at night. Guess what, baby? Why don't you tell him what happened this morning when I got here at 5 in the morning? Actually, 4:55. Tell him what happened.
What did happen? With what?
Oh, nothing worked.
Oh.
No computers, no mics, no cameras. So if I would have showed up 15 fucking minutes before the show, guess what? We would have had no show. But again, that's because leaders create more leaders, not more followers. And when you're a follower and just want to be part of the fucking get down, guess what? You don't care. You have no worries. You can just show up whenever you want. But when the motherfucker's name is on it and you sit in this sheet, you make sure the shit's on.
Babe, before you go, but I'm just making sure.
How far do I live, Smitty?
Maybe my brain is maybe my brain is off, Bailey. He says when your name is on the show and your name's attached to it, you feel a little bit more weight. I'm just looking at this beautiful hat, this bucket hat we got that we gave out. We gave out 10 of them. We gave out 10 of them. It says the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. Big Smitty is me. That's my actual name. People call me Smitty more than call me Darnell.
You're kind of proving his point, Darnell. How far do you live?
No, I did it.
Wait up. Hey, baby,
JB so was talking like my name wasn't on this shit, and I didn't care. That's what he said. Rewind the tape. Rewind the clip. You said, when your name is on there like me, you gonna give a fuck. My name is on all this shit here. The banner, the hat, the clothes.
He's missing the point again. So the first name, the Coach JB Show. And then if his name is on it, like it is,
then you think he would be here ready to go. Right, Bailey? Like, its name's on there.
But
Smitty's name looks bad, too.
My process is better, and my process is different than yours.
Let's go, Bailey.
I get ready at home. I get ready at home.
Let's go, Bailey. I'm ready to go do a rant.
I'm going to put hands on this man one of these shows.
All right. Make it make sense. Here we go.
All right. Make it make sense. Give me my theme music. Compton in the house.
Without a doubt.
It's Compton in the house.
Without a doubt.
It's Compton in the house.
Without a doubt.
All right. Lakers say Bronny earned his way. If you didn't get to hear it, I don't know if we got the clip, but JJ Redick came out yesterday in a press conference with Bronny James and said Bronny earned his way. And there's no other way around it. He earned his way. Make it make sense, JJ Redick, non-coaching rookie coach ass motherfucker who's never coached ever. And now he's going to tell us that Bronny earned it. Like, JJ, like you didn't play at Duke. Like you don't know what earning means. Like, stop slapping us with a backhanded slap in the face after you put your motherfucking fingers in your mouth, motherfucker. We don't want no fucking backhanded slaps across our motherfucking face like we're ignorant as fuck. So what did his counterpart at USC do? A guy named Boogie Ellis, Drew League star here in Compton, was a starter ahead of Bronny James. He averaged 16 points a game and shot 42% from three. 42% and 16 points. By the way, Bronny averaged 4 points a game and below 30% three-point shoot field goal percentage. And yet we are saying he earned it? By the way, Boogie Ellis, did he get drafted? Oh, no, he didn't get drafted. I'm sorry. He didn't get drafted, but Bronny did. But Bronny earned it. Boogie didn't. A starter who averaged double digits didn't, but a guy who didn't start, who averaged 4, did. Make it make fucking sense. I'm just throwing that out there. I believe we live in a pity party society, meaning this. He had a horrific heart attack, shot out. And this is why I say this. Who knows why he had it? Okay, we can all speculate, but the fact is he had it. He went through a horrible, tough ordeal and had to overcome it. Good for fucking him, seriously. But to say he earned it over his teammate and counterparts is a little bit of a stretch to me and a backhanded slap in the face. The others not drafted is a slap in the face. The others out there that didn't get drafted, not only on his own team, but guys who started in college basketball and had actually good statistics, actually played and participated, didn't get drafted. Just to keep it real, let's be honest. I equate this to the kid who really never played for the Bills, who had the horrific heart attack on the field, that's awful night against the Bengals, Damar Hamlin. We felt sorry. We sent him millions of dollars on a GoFundMe and created a narrative that he was better than he really was due to the fact that what he went through was so horrific. We live in a pity party society. Listen, I have compassion, but I also am obligated to tell the truth. Damar isn't that good of an NFL player. He's good enough to be in the NFL. Don't get it twisted. He's a 1%er. He's not a good NFL player. He was actually cut. And Bronny falls under the same umbrella. He's a product of his father being who he is. And the privilege that comes from that is being drafted by his father's team ahead of more deserving players. If we are just going to be honest, make it make fucking sense. This is the realest show on planet Earth. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be back in 5 with Tank Johnson. Peace. Hey, what up, homie? Hey, what up, homie? The real one's here. The real one, you prime sexual motherfuckers. Hey, the real one's here. What's happening, homie? Hey, let me ask you something. Have you coached before? I just want to ask a question.
Yes.
You've coached. What level?
Young kids.
Young kids. So your resume is equal to mine that's coached grown men at the same level, that sent 28 to the league, 250 D1 kids, highest graduation rate, nobody thrown in jail that's ever played for me. And other than I cut,
Other than that false shit you put out about Bobby. By the way, homie, I cut him 3 years before that video that you showed that he got arrested. So make it make sense. See, y'all do these false narratives, bro. Hold on. No, it wasn't my player. No, it wasn't my player, homie. That's what you don't understand. No, you associate him. Hold on, homie. Hold up. Let's be real. Hey, by the way, I actually appreciate all y'all in there talking and letting us talk because it's what grown men do. So because I keep it real. I appreciate how you guys are managing this conversation. But let's be real. This kid you know from Netflix, homie. You don't know him from playing for me. Keep it funky. That kid got cut. Homie, he got cut. Did he not get cut by me on Netflix? Did he not get cut by me? Hold on. I know where he's from. Who you think recruited the motherfucker? So, homie, do you think I don't know where the fuck I got him from? So let me be clear here. This man was cut from my team for doing a criminal act on Netflix, and I cut him, did I not? So if he goes after me and gets arrested 3 years later, how the fuck are you associating that with me? I tried to do everything I could for that young man. I tried to do everything. I gave him 6 opportunities. You don't think his head coach is my homeboy in Titusville? You don't think I know his mama, homie? You don't think I know the people that I got him from? Come on, man. You guys spill this drama, homie. You guys say the wrong shit.
Lucy, the prime sexuals are out.
That's the thing, though. You can't put out that fake shit when I still talk to Bobby and I still help Bobby and I put money on Bobby and you can't talk that shit because let me ask you guys something, homie. For all the hate out there, I'm gonna drop the mic on this. Show me one player, homie, that's played for me that has come out and talked shit about me. Because y'all don't understand. Real recognizes real, homeboy. How about Jermaine Johnson, first rounder? Have you hollered at him? Have you seen what he said about me? How about all the other NFL players I got in the league? You don't have to hunt them down, homie. If I was such a bitch, homie, what do you mean? You sound ignorant. If you don't gotta hunt nobody down if they want to hate on you, what are you talking about? If a motherfucker wanted to talk about me, how about Tank Dell? Have you hollered at Tank Dell about me? How about those motherfuckers? How about you go holler at real ones that actually make it, not the ones that got cut, homie? How about you go do that?
Lonnie Johnson.
Why the fuck I gotta do it, motherfucker? I'm the motherfucker. Why I gotta do it? You're the motherfuckers chasing this bait, homie. Why I gotta do it? Y'all got me muted, homie. Go ahead. Let me ask you guys something. I don't need to go hunt it down. I did it. I lived it. It's in my resume. I got 28 in the league. I got 10 first rounders. Yeah, what do y'all got? What do y'all got? Let me ask you something. Let me ask something though. Let me ask you a real question real quick because I just finished my show and I heard y'all doing something about me, which I give you credit. You made up a thing about me. Here's the thing. It takes a lot to go out of your way to create a thumbnail and all this old shit about another grown man. To me, it's a lot of feminine energy. But I got to be real. Let me be real. I got a show, homie. I do a 3-hour show, homie. Homie, I got a 3-hour show. You motherfuckers are nobodies. I got Kirk Herbstreit on my show, motherfucker. Who you got? Let me ask you a question. Do y'all know Dion? No. You don't know Dion. Are you fucking kidding me, homie? I know the motherfucker. You don't even know him? You motherfuckers are clowns. You don't even know him? Y'all don't even know this motherfucker. Okay. Y'all don't even know him, homie. Y'all some dick riders. Y'all some dick riders. Y'all some dick riding fanboys. Y'all some dick riding fanboys, homie. Y'all motherfuckers are dick riding fanboys. Get your sorry asses out of here, you dick riding fanboys. Shut your bitch ass up. You fucking dick riding fanboys. God damn, these motherfuckers don't even know him, homie. That's the fucking... Oh, my God. I hope we recorded that.
Oh, yeah. We're live. We're still live.
Hey, good. That shit is comedy.
Spree, First of all, that's one of the most funniest clips I think we have. Shout out to Bay for cutting up some new commercials. Why were you going at Dalvin the Truth and the Colorado fans like that, man? I talked to them. I think they good people, honestly. I know y'all disagree, but like based upon my one call, I think they good people. You guys just disagree when it comes to, you know, Colorado topics and prime. You call them nobodies, JB. You know how disrespectful it is to call somebody a nobody, saying you're worthless on this earth?
It's the truth. It's not bragging if it's true. We got Tank Johnson joining us here in about 8 minutes. We got Tank joining us, and we're on TikTok as well.
Hey, chat, what's going on? I ain't talking to the chat all week long, man. What's going on? My favorite fan is Gene. It's my biggest fan is Gene. He agrees with everything I say, nothing JB says. Shout out to Gene. What's going on, Trail? Well, we gonna get Trail on the show. I don't know what he looks like.
I'm scared.
Oh, he's scared? Damn.
Come on.
What do you play? Running back?
Yep.
Ah, makes sense.
So running back. Latrell, I saw you too on your Instagram. You got fat in the motherfucker, boy.
Was Latrell, was he like a power back or was he like a quicker, like out scat back?
He could catch. He had real soft hands. He could play in the slot. He was my guy. I used to shovel the shit out of the ball to him on power.
Oh, okay. Speed guy.
He was a utility guy. Very smart.
Got you.
Coach. You could tell he's coach now.
But so he wasn't physical. Like if he saw me in the B gap, you know what I'm saying? I beat the guard and we saw each other in the backfield.
Now he'll hit you.
I'll probably fuck him up.
He'll hit you. I mean, you're a D lineman. You're not gonna see
all right there. Yeah.
He would actually wouldn't turn it down. He'd go see you.
All right.
He had nuts and guts.
All right.
But he wasn't a per se power back, but he was like he had thick lower body.
Right.
He would run and he would hit it. No
yeah.
question.
Right.
First time back. He did it all.
Think about Trail, think about this chat, not even this Trail. I have not seen, I don't know what anybody looks like. Like, we have big time fans who've been supporting us forever. And, for the most part, if I saw any of these motherfuckers just out in the hood and they spoke to me, I would have no idea it was him. I have no clue what Trail looks like.
Yeah.
He might try to press me outside or something, and then what?
I don't know.
I got to handle it.
Hey, can we talk about the Tyreek Hill thing real quick, Bailey? Just real quick while we're waiting on Tank. Is this real? What's going on with this? Because I've heard a few different reports. I've seen it a few different places.
Tyreek Hill's availability for upcoming season is in jeopardy due to major update from assault lawsuit.
Now, we didn't know if it was fake or not. We're asking everybody in the chat if anyone knows anything else about it. Let us know. We've been doing a little bit of. You can't find too much, but we did see several outlets report it. I'm trying to figure why would he say that. To me, is the number one. No way he would say that because number one, his lawyers wouldn't let him say it. His agent wouldn't let him say it, and either with the Miami fucking Dolphins or the NFL. So I would assume it's fake, but I have seen it several times.
Yeah, I just did a quick Tyreek Hill search. And if this was reality, JB, again,
it'd be on everywhere.
Exactly.
There's no way he would say this.
Yeah, it's not true.
I mean,
but I think the lawsuit is definitely true because we talked about the lawsuit a long time ago.
The lawsuit's real.
It was like a TikTok influencer girl who I think he tackled or something in his backyard, if I'm not mistaken, and she hurt herself. You remember that situation we talked about it?
He's had multiple situations. I've known him from Garden City Junior College. I took the job right when he was leaving.
Yeah,
he goes to Oklahoma State and gets kicked out. And people want to say, "Oh, JB, you talking about the running back yesterday on your rant?" But remember, Gundy got rid of Tyreek. No, Gundy didn't get rid of Tyreek. Tyreek got put out of the university for Title IX, which is a institutional automatic dismissal. So get your facts straight before you just comment about shit that you have no fucking idea what you're talking about. Title IX was a huge, huge issue, by the way. I had another running back who we'll have on the show who's one of UFL's best running backs, Morgan Ellison, also at University of Indiana. Ran for 200 yards on Ohio State as a freshman. I had him at Indy. Title IX, automatic dismissal from the University of Indiana. If you watch the Miami 30 for 30, that whole thing is Title IX. So just so you understand, Title IX, certain institutions are what we call Title IX schools. Title IX school means, Smitty, if you do anything, meaning some girl called the campus police, Smitty assaulted me. Guess what? Title IX, automatic dismissal.
What?
Yes.
Just from the accusation.
Yes. If you're a Title IX school, University of Indiana is a Title IX school. University of Miami is a Title IX school. Oklahoma State's a Title IX school. K-State's a Title IX school. There are Title IX schools, meaning they put into legislation that if you are accused, even though you beat it in the court of law, the school can automatically dismiss you. They can reinstate you, but they mostly likely will dismiss you while you fight the court case.
How does that make sense?
Because, dog, it's what it is, homie. I'm just telling you. Yes, thank you. Trust me, you act like I don't know this shit. I've been doing this. I recruit these kids, homie. Title IX is a real thing.
So it's almost like guilty until proven innocent.
It is.
That's,
what do you mean?
That's what it always
law
is.
Is anyway. What do you mean? I got charged for 8 felonies. What do you mean?
You know what, JB? The more I think about it, though, yeah, a lot of times this happens. Even in like NFL, right? Sometimes they'll let you continue to play, but there's been times as well where while they're investigating, depending on the seriousness of it, they'll make you pretty much sit out. They'll pretty much remove you because they feel like it's a bad look. In the event that you did do what you're getting accused of, and they continue to let you play, now it's a bad look on them. Yeah. So I guess that's the case. But
Keith Smith, tell us what Title IX is.
JB, Title IX is actually about equal funding in men's and women's sports. That is a part of it, though. I think that's a piece of it, but it's not. I don't think that's the full thing.
You don't think? God,
no, I'm gonna be real. I never fully knew the full Title IX. I thought it was just the money part and equal.
It was an equitable rule that they put in to get women on a equal playing surface, meaning all things.
Right.
That meant dollar for dollar match, number one, meaning that every dollar I spend on the men's side of things,
you got to spend on
men's soccer, men's softball. I broke Title IX down several years ago on the show better than most folks do.
Okay.
They just say Title IX and they think it's women's rights and blah, blah, blah. No, it means you have to match dollar for dollar. So what happens is people cut programs. So when universities are struggling money-wise, they cut a program.
Yeah.
So if you cut, let's just say, women's softball, you have to match the dollars, meaning you have to cut a men's sport. So what men's sport are you going to cut? Volleyball? You're going to cut water polo? You're going to cut
lacrosse or whatever. Yeah.
So you have to match dollars. So Title IX runs deep. Obviously, it's an equitable thing. People wanted to make sure that women are on the same page, blah, 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 blah. But it's a dollar for dollar match, which it comes down to brass tacks. Again, when we talk about anything put into legislation, it's always dollars. Let's be honest. Some type of dollars involved. So
you're it's crazy to think that though. Like
Hofstra, a good point. Hofstra, who buddy of mine was a coach there at the time. One of my kids was the quarterback there when they dropped. So they dropped their entire program because they had not enough sports on the women's side and men's side to create a sports program, and they had to drop football. They had not enough equitable matching members. So they didn't have enough men on this side. They didn't have enough women on this side. And if they cut football, they knew that that's their money cow. That's their cash cow. So where's the women's sports going? So they don't have any.
How do these big time football program like Alabama or Auburn or these SEC schools who we know spend so much money just on football alone? How the hell are they making that match on the women's side?
You're saying it wrong though. Football makes money.
Oh,
Remember,
okay. Yeah.
Football makes money.
Yeah.
Football makes the computer labs money. The science labs.
True.
Football makes the new buildings on your campus.
Right.
That's what people don't understand. So like nobody's going to watch a chemistry exam in the amount of 100,000 people. And that we all know that.
Right.
They go to the football game. That's what actually fills the seats. And that's why a lot of general populated students go to certain schools.
Right.
Be honest. You think Bloomington, Indiana is full of just great scholar students? I just want to go to Bloomington. No, I want to go to Bloomington. I want to fucking party. I want to be at the football game.
Right, low five.
I like Alex Smith. Back in the day, I was going to go to Indiana. Alex Smith was a white boy running back, Big Ten player of the year as a freshman, big time running back in 93, 94. And I went on my recruiting visits to Indiana. I love the campus. Fuck, beautiful. I was a Prop 48 guy, so that means I was out of high school. I was a Prop 48 trying to get in. Only Fresno State at the time was a Prop 48 school. Indiana didn't take me at the end of the day, so I ended up having to go JUCO. But
damn,
it's very interesting.
You was almost in Indiana with your boy. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. And hindsight, think about that real quick. Everything happens for a reason, JB. I know I started y'all off preaching. You were supposed to go to Indiana. You said 93?
Mm-hmm.
I was born in 94 in Indiana. Now we together doing the show. Tell me that ain't meant to happen. We ain't meant to be here, JB. You supposed to go to Indiana. It was delayed at that point. You got connected to the hottest young brother from Indiana 30 fucking years later, and now we're doing a show together in your city. Make it make sense, homie. Tell me God ain't real, homie.
You would have been at the games watching me at 1 year old. Hey, Keith Smith, I wouldn't give a squirt of piss to Iowa. You fucking Iowan fucking weirdos. Are you shitting me? Iowa? What am I supposed to do there? Pull hay and fucking corn? Get the fuck out of here. Iowa's the shittiest fucking state in the union. Right there with Kansas, Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, North Dakota, South Dakota.
Keep going.
Yeah, about it. Those are the worst states in the union.
Have you been to every single state?
I don't think so. I don't think I've been to Delaware or Rhode Island. I didn't go up that high. I've been pretty much everywhere else. Let me see. I've been everywhere else, I think. I don't know if I've been to North Dakota either. I've been to South Dakota. Yeah, I don't know if I've been to North Dakota.
I know as a coach, you've been everywhere.
We played Arena League in Iowa, though. So I played Arena League Iowa, plus obviously Netflix. Everyone mad at me because I cussed the refs out in Iowa. But I played in Quad Cities Arena League. That's where Kurt Warner played.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so when I was with the Bakersfield Blitz, we'd go to Iowa every year a couple times. So yeah, it is what it is. I've been everywhere though.
Damn.
But yeah. Keith, if you're from Iowa, then it makes all the sense in the world. It makes all the fucking.
What you mean by that?
It makes all the sense. It's because he's a fat wobble body, light skinned brother, mixed, which Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, full of mixed motherfuckers. He's a fat wobble body Iowan, and it just makes perfect.
Believe
sense.
it or not, Keith got the hose. Believe it or not, like contrary to your belief, Keith get the hose. He cook for them, rub their feet. They go out to eat together.
Bailey, Tank said 6'10". I don't know. Text him so I know if he's coming on or not. If he's not, then we'll move on.
JB said, JB said, Hey, anytime, motherfucker ain't paying attention to you for real.
Yeah. Michigan is one of the worst states. Brian Case.
Dang, FA ain't gonna like that. Brian Case, FA, all them boys.
I love Detroit. I love Grand Rapids. I love some areas in Detroit. I love some areas in Michigan.
How about East Lansing?
East Lansing's good. East Lansing's a cool town. College town.
Yeah.
My boy's a DB coach there right now.
Who?
Meet. My D coordinator's brother coached me a long time, Demetrius Martin.
Shout out to my boy Meach, man. Demetrius Martin.
He's with Jonathan Smith, his head coach, obviously, who we grew up together. FA, it's cool. But let's be honest, though. Like, it's still a shithole. I mean, you got snow most of the time. You got shitty weather. You come on, let's be honest. I mean, pump your brakes on calling your place great.
You would say the best athletes in Michigan come from Detroit, though, clearly, right? Like, not close.
Greatest athletes in Detroit?
The greatest athletes in the state of Michigan, they come from Detroit, right?
Yeah.
Like, by far, like, not East Lansing? Okay. Sorry, FA.
Oh, yeah, they're not East Lansing. Fuck no. They're Detroit inner city, let's just be honest. The best players in Michigan, though, like I've ever had?
Oh.
Because I've recruited J. Rue Campbell. I've had some controversial great players out of there. I've had a lot of guys. Guy Smith, Antoine Guy Smith, freaking nature running back. I've had a lot of good players out of Detroit. I love recruiting Detroit and the whole area. Dearborn.
Oh, yep. Dearborn, Michigan. Yep.
Some dudes. They got some dudes in Dearborn. FA. Shout out to FA. You know why? FA, you're right, though. I stopped recruiting South Florida and California. And I only recruited the North because I wanted the cats from Ohio, Michigan, Flint, all those different areas because they could handle the snow. Those guys.
Yes, sir. Oh man.
Hey, here's the thing, Tank. I called this motherfucker. I said, this motherfucker's on CP time. He got here late to the show.
No, I did. 15 minutes early.
And then Tank come on late. You see what I'm saying?
What y'all on here lying about today?
What's up, Tank? I ain't seen you since the pandemic, man. How you doing?
What's up, Smitty?
Yes, sir, man. Everything is good, man. We blessed. We living. It's the holiday. About to be on that grill. Everything good your way?
Yeah, man. I told you I was going to come back on here and tell you, give you your props, your call about the Celtics. You know what I'm saying? And, I'm a man of my word. The Celtics did their thing. Man, and them boys just got paid. So shout out to them boys.
Speaking of paid, didn't mean you make like $1,000 bet on the Celtics winning the finals, or am I tripping?
What y'all on here lying about today, Smitty? What you on
Let's bring the topics up, JV.
We're
See
on
what
our
we got.
wall of fame over here. We'll show you later, but we got a picture of you on this wall of fame above our bar.
Yeah.
So, throwing it out there, throwing it out there. We in this red, white, and blue gear today. It's happy 4th of July tomorrow. Hopefully everybody stays safe out there, cool and collected, because we know in the hood, when it get hot, shit starts to get clapping, and we got all kind of heat going on in LA and every hood near you. So make sure you guys all out there stay calm and collected during the 4th of July. We don't need no damn more murders for anybody. Let me ask you something, Tank, real quick. Speaking of the 4th of July and Independence Day, Pat Tillman, who you and I both agree is probably one of the best, he'll go down as one of the most patriotic football players we've ever been around because of what he did during the time that he did it. He sacrificed his NFL contract and said, you know what, I'm going to go fight for the country regardless, even though I'm in the height of my career. And being in Arizona, where you actually are and everything, let me ask you, ESPN gave away his award to a motherfucker that's not even from our country. And his mama is hot. And especially it hits while we're talking about a day before before the 4th of July. What's your take on this right here? Pat McAfee also went in hard on ESPN, who he works for. So Pat's dropping his nuts like, fire me, motherfucker. You can't do shit to me. I'm running ESPN. Where you at with this whole take that we're giving away his award to something like for this?
Well, I just feel like his award has become a corporate entity in and of itself. I think if you look at Pat Tillman, I mean, I had the pleasure of, growing up, I moved from Chicago to Arizona and went to high school out here. Pat Tillman was an ASU product. I got a chance to play hoop with him. I got to see his real character and the fabric of the man. Pat Tillman would be so hot about this award going to somebody who really has, come on, dog. This Prince Harry dude, this dude has been given everything on a literal silver spoon. And, listen, they've taken his award and they hijacked it and they've just made it just like a corporate trophy to bring them more visibility and more dollars, the things that Pat Tillman wasn't about. He wasn't about visibility. He turned down a $9 million NFL contract to go fight for this country. That's the epitome of selfless human being, man. And, I've got great memories of him. I used to play hoop with him, and he used to just run down the court side to side with his hair blowing in the wind, just getting rebounds and playing defense, no offense. Pat Tillman was a solid dude, man, and he's dearly missed.
Hey, Tank, you know what that's called? It's called white people shit. That's what we do on the hoop court. We can't hang and jump with nobody, so we just go do the hustle shit.
Play real hard.
Play hard as fuck, man. We get all the brothers mad and shit. Like, motherfuckers just playing hard.
Hey, Pat Tillman used all 7, 8 of his fouls. I can attest to that, man. Shout out to Jake Plummer, Jason Verdugo, all those boys, J.R. Redmond on that 96 Arizona State Sun Devil team.
J.R. Redmond, my homie, Carson, California native. Grew up with him as well. That was a good team. That was Pat Perez was on that 96 national championship Arizona State golf team, the last national championship in school history of any sport.
Yeah, it was really slapping sticks back in the day, man. Arizona, man. Arizona State got a lot of golf history, man. So shout out to him too.
Phil Mickelson, Pat Perez. There's been some greats that came through there. John Rahm. You name it. Arizona State's got dudes. Real quick, you and I spoke off air about something that I didn't get to talk to Bailey about, but we'll just dive into it real quick because we know what it is. Bailey, I don't know if you can just follow through this before we move on to the topic that you have for Tank. This whole thing about the NFL being sued for the NFL Red Zone, the ticket and everything. That's the $4.6 billion lawsuit. You have been privy to these conversations, not only with Roger Goodell, but everything that goes on with these sorts of overpricing, these sorts of things that happen. Can you break it down to what you believe is happening or going to happen? Because the NFL will appeal it. I'm sure you know that. And right as of right now, they've been ordered to pay $4.6 billion. And apparently they're hitting up franchises now individually to help them foot the cost. So where are you at with this whole thing? There's 4.6 million. And apparently each household, what it breaks down to for being overpriced, for getting NFL Red Zone and all these different things, it comes to about $4 to $5 grand per household is what I was reading. Break this whole thing down in totality, and so the layman terms people can understand it.
Yeah, well, you getting $4 or $5 grand from the NFL, man. Yeah, don't hold your breath. Essentially, the antitrust laws kind of break down like this, right? So the NFL Sunday Ticket, if anyone's had DirecTV, they've seen like it's gone from like $290 to $390 to $490. And if anyone, every year when you want to watch your favorite team, you've got to pay a higher and higher ticket. Well, finally, the American people was like, yo, fuck that. This is becoming ridiculous, and you cannot do this due to antitrust laws. You cannot price gouge the American people. So they put up a landmark lawsuit against the NFL. And essentially what they're saying is this. The NFL violated these laws by price gouging and basically making the freaking Sunday Ticket whatever price they wanted. And so the NFL essentially has called it a premium product, which is separate from the actual Sunday Ticket product, right? So the NFL product is one thing, but like to have it in your house is a premium product, so you can raise the price however you want. And the courts disagreed. And listen, man, each NFL team is on the hook for $400 million, and they're kind of rounding it up right now. But I believe the high court is going to be in the favor of the NFL, essentially because, they're all on the same side. They're all in bed together. And once they go to the Supreme Court, I think that money, that $4,000 or $5,000, poof, is going to evaporate.
And Smith, and let me ask you, Tank, to combat that. Let's just say for the guys let's just talk about our homies in the hoods and everywhere across America that uses, let's say, like Fire Sticks and, little hookups type of things like
Roku,
that.
whatever.
Do you think that is they're going to use that and say, look, we know there's millions of Americans not paying that also watch us on a given Sunday. Let's not get into that too deep. Do you think the NFL will use that and say, and this is a plea for ignorance?
Well, if I'm the lawyer, I'm gonna use that against him. I mean, I think the price had become so expensive that American people had to go and find another way, because with the rise of inflation and the cost of groceries, no one's got $400 to be watching their favorite team. I mean, I could see if, I'm a Bears fan. I only want to watch the Bears. I don't care about the Rams. I don't care about nobody else. So if you've got to buy this entire package and the NFL is twisting your arm, listen, man, the argument is with the American people right now. And the NFL, listen, if this is the first chink in their armor where one of these lawsuits actually sticks, there's just going to be blood in the water, because I think there's a lot of different lawsuits that have been circling the NFL, but no one's been confident enough to, really pull that trigger on that. And if they actually get this thing over the goal line, it could be trouble for the NFL.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir, man. And Tank, that's why we love having you on here, because of your knowledge and your inside knowledge. And another topic that we were softly discussing the other day, and I promised the fans I will bring up to you once I got you
Before
on
you
here.
Let me ask Tank, because Tank and I know.
Do your thing.
I just want to make sure Tank's comfortable on.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Tank, you and I talked about a RG3 discussion maybe a year ago. Are you comfortable discussing a particular book and what he did? If not,
no, it's all good.
Man, this is the realest show on earth, man. Man, come on, man. Ain't no pumpkin meat, man.
You ain't been on in a while. We had to make sure. I thought maybe you switched up, Tank. You ain't been back in Gary in a while. I didn't really know. Like, you been in Arizona. It's sunny,
man. You know how I rock. Let's roll. What's happening?
Well, let me ask you straight up, man. Why the hell didn't the RG3 book get released? The people want to know.
Man, listen. RG3 is He's the epitome of a goofy, right? Like, I mean, to be honest, y'all gonna have to tell me about what is he writing a book about? Is he talking about himself? What's to it? Y'all give me.
I think we discussed. I think from what I've heard from other folks like Warren Sapp and some other folks that have discussed this before, they were like he had a tell-all about Daniel Snyder and some NFL owners, and then the next thing you know, Tank, is you and I know. Next thing I hear is no book drop, and this motherfucker's on Monday Night Football calling ESPN games, and we're like, wait up, how did RG3 just skip over about 30 different cats calling games out of nowhere? And then RG3 became some huge name on ESPN literally overnight. And then Warren Sapp dropped the podcast and was like, I know why. This motherfucker had a book coming out of tell-all, and they said, nah. Let's hush that up. We'll get you on ESPN. Now, that's just what I've heard.
Man,
I don't know
what. Let me tell you something. The NFL has the American media in a chokehold because the Super Bowl is essentially the 4th of July for everybody, like the real 4th of July for football, right? And so everybody wants to be a part of it. So if it's a bad article that's speaking ill of the NFL, of its owners, bringing negative attention, listen, you can go ahead and put that out, but you will not have access to the Super Bowl, the Pro Bowls, and all the things that carry big high dollars in American media. And they did it to Barstool. They did it to anybody else that speaks ill of the NFL. So listen, people tread lightly because listen, it's expensive to live. And if you got a whole week and you're on the outside looking in of something like the Super Bowl, man, your wife might leave your ass.
Ooh, man. Yes, she will, especially if she's a sister. So man, it's all about power, man. It's all about power. So there you go, Chad.
You like white girls?
No. Oh, I mean, I answered that, so I don't mean nothing against white women. There's some beautiful white women out there. It's just not my taste. One, I'm married, so I love my woman, number one. Number two, if I wasn't married, I was a single man, black.
That motherfucker gotta say all kind of. He gotta do all kinds of disclaimers around this motherfucker just to keep. You gotta disclaim shit. I'm married, and nobody asked you all that, homie.
Tank, you feel me though? You know, you feel me. So come on now.
I feel you, G.
But let's get back to the actual rundown itself, man. Shout out to Tank for being in here, man. Shout out to all the fans. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet. Become a member and make sure you supporting Tank as well. Follow him on all things.
Before you ask,
you always fucking my floor. I be having the perfect segue, the perfect intro going into it, and then you cut me off.
But I gotta ask Tank something that's serious.
He don't like you.
That's cool. I need to ask him something serious. How is it going with Nate Robinson and your whole push for him and his kidney push and all that and all those things? Just an update.
We've got a lot of attention. We've got one of the biggest kidney donor organizations down in Dallas, Texas, who has connected with Nate and to basically get him the resources that he needs. Nate is doing the things that he needs to do to be able to receive a new kidney. And things are going in motion. And I mean, and just because it's easy to talk about, it's still a very tough, very difficult process for my brother's Nate. So, keep him in your thoughts and prayers.
Yes, sir.
That's why I asked Smitty. Now you can apologize. Let's go. Move on.
I ain't gonna apologize. It's still a way to do it, JB. You cut me off again, I'm putting my hands on you.
Right.
So let's talk about a little bit of college football, man. Right now we have a Washington Husky football legend, and your school brought in former Arizona head coach and Belichick coaching tree descendant Jan Fish as the head coach. Washington has Mississippi State transfer Will Rogers at QB. It's hard to say, ain't it? How will Washington fare with a new head coach in the Big Ten? Talk to us. Give us that real.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, first of all, shout out to University of Washington for being the number 7 universities in the world in the global ranking. We getting a lot of people from overseas. Yeah, man, y'all need to come drop some of that money on me. But as far as football goes, listen, man, Coach DeBoer, when a high-profile coach exits stage left, that usually is of something very telling. I think he's signifying that the cabinets are looking a little bit. It's looking like a Section 8 house up in the Huskies cabinet with with Penix, Big Rome, all those guys departing for the NFL. There's not been a lot of media coming out of Huskies camp in terms of star players and athletes. And when a program that's had this much success is this quiet, it's usually indicative of We haven't got our shit together quite yet. We got a little bit ways to go before we develop. I don't think we're gonna be, too successful our first year over in the Big Ten. I think we're gonna definitely need to go ahead and start recruiting some of them big ankle white boys from the Midwest and get them out to Seattle. But man, this might be a down year for the Dogs, unfortunately.
I had that take as well. Let's dive into something, man. Former player. I'm pretty sure you were in the league with this guy for a while, some years. Tiki Barber. He's kind of been on a roll lately on these podcasts, doing these shows on different people's platforms. And he's kind of been calling out folks. And he went out and called out Austin Eckler for saying 300 carries a year was not my game, quote unquote. Apparently, Austin Eckler said, I just don't want to run the football 300 times. Take a listen if we have the video of Tiki Barber.
Eckler said something the other day that was so discouraging. Discouraging. It had nothing to do with anything. It was discouraging because he was asked about why the Jim Harbaugh-led Chargers weren't ideal for him, or why did they moved on from him. And you know what his answer was?
No.
They want a guy who can run the ball 300 times a season. They want someone who can run the ball 300 times.
So in other words, Eckler was saying he can't do that?
Yes.
But as a running back, you should
go look at how many times I ran the ball 300 times a season.
So Eckler basically wasn't up to the check.
Well, he's just saying it's not my game. Right?
Yeah.
It's not my game to be dude, you couldn't get me off the field.
That's a tough thing for Eckler to say when he's the one waving for how much money he wants long term. You want to be a bell cow or not?
Be on the field all the time, right? Don't be a liability on third down. Catch the ball at the backfield. Truck it through the offensive line 25 times a game, right? You want to get paid? Be that.
Tank, let me ask you, before you even comment, have we lowered the bar as owners, managers, head coaches to accept the new norm as mediocrity? Like, I think mediocrity is the new excellence. I think that once we push narrative, certain, from mainstream media and so forth, that load management kicks in at the NBA level. And then we have guys that, will sit out for certain things that people question. And we got all these different things going on. Have we lowered the bar and now it's become the new norm to the naysayer or the common folk out there that really never bled, sweat, and cried in a locker room with us? Do you think that's the case before you even comment on what he said?
No, I don't think we've lowered the bar, particularly in football. I think the game has just changed to a wide open spread game. And, that's more of a byproduct of, 300 carries or not. I just think that there's so many offenses are now getting away from that. And, that's just the way the game is going.
He went on to mention that CMC just got $19 million a year because he's always on the field. He's willing to carry at 25, catch at 10, even return occasional punt. He mentioned running back market is low. People don't get paid. They bitch and moan about not getting paid, but yet you want to have less carries. You want to be on the field less, but you want more. CMC is, I guess, one of those guys that if he's not hurt or injured, he's playing and trying to be on the field every single down, like Tiki just mentioned. Where you at with that take and the market is being as low as it is? Are these guys needing to go above and beyond to show their worth, or are they supposed to just say, just throw me on third down, throw me in there, and I still want 10 mil?
Nah, man. I mean, look, like I've always said, man, running back position is a poor man's game, right? If you're on a low contract, you're gonna duck your head and through that small hole and try to get the extra few yards. But when you've got $60-70 million in the bank, you're not doing that. You're preserving your brain. You're preserving your body so that you can use that money to make additional money when you retire. So that's the business model of the running back position. And unfortunately, the owners know that as well. They know they can get a cheap commodity and have him run through a wall. I mean, I forget the kid's name in Seattle. I mean, this kid didn't care how he fell, didn't care who he ran through, and
Penny.
Yeah, like 3/4 way of the season, he had a broke leg. It's just when guys get paid, they start to think about the future. They think about, man, preserving themselves. And so listen, the running back position is always going to be about your versatility, especially now going forward. If you can catch the ball, if you can pass protect, and you can run the ball on first and second down, those are the ways that you can stay on the field. But right now in the NFL, that's 3 different people, because when you come out of college, you either do one of those things well. So, your versatility is going to get you paid right now. And I think all the young players in college, they need to look at this. They need to say, listen, man, I need to be on the field for every possible situation to add to my value.
You make some good points there, Tank. I want to ask you this. Do you feel like, the mindset of running back, the shift of it, right, that you're talking about with them, they're getting paid and now they're thinking about their longevity and sustaining their brains and things like that. Do you look at that because you think athletes are just more business savvy today, or it's because the game itself is softer? Like, which side are you on when you think about that?
Nah, man, it's guys are getting more intelligent about, what they can do with that money that they've gotten, man. I mean, listen, the one thing in the NFL, from the day you walk in there, you're trying to secure your future as long as you can. And once no one knows, some guys need $5 million to secure their future. Some guys need $100 million to secure their future. But everybody has a number benchmark to say, okay, I can walk away from this game because I've got enough to be able to go and transition and do what I want. Guys are becoming smarter. One of the things that I did at the NFL was I commissioned the study of the modern athlete. And the modern athlete today has a brand more than any other time in history. And when you have a brand, you've got the ability to go and continue to make generational wealth. And listen, football hurts. Smitty, Coach, football, them dog days of summer, I'm telling you, man, when guys want to get up out of there, they get their bread and get out of there. So I think it's a more result of guys understanding, like, hey, I ain't got to run into grown-ass men who trying to kill me for the rest of my life.
That's real. That's real.
Hey, so before we move on and get an RG3 take, I know you're a huge LeBron guy.
Lamar take.
Lamar take. I know you're a huge LeBron guy, and Lakers and everything that's going on, drafting his son Bronny, and now just signed a 2-year max deal. I did a rant last week when they drafted Bronny, and I was like, I would do anything to have a.
I'll take laugh.
I would do anything to drink a beer again with my pops who passed away. Right? I'm like, I have no ill will. I think it's awesome that a motherfucker gets to play with his son in a professional sport. Like, I don't give a fuck what sport it is, pickleball, tennis. If you can play with your pops in some sort, I'm like, shit, kudos to you. But also looking at it from the business side, you're like, well, fuck, this isn't a real serious organization anymore. We're signing a 40-year-old to a 2-year deal. We haven't got one free agent for whatever reason. And whether that's the taxes in California, the inflation, the money, I've been saying this about USC, UCLA, and the Lakers. Where you at with this Laker organization right now with Jeannie Buss, who I think has absolutely destroyed this organization? I think Jerry West, Kobe, and Dr. Jerry Buss is rolling over. And then you got Rob Pelinka, who's really just Kobe's homie, managing this motherfucker. Where are you at with the Lakers and this whole thing that's going on right now with LeBron and his son and the whole thing?
Listen, man, y'all gotta understand, man, women think different from men. And don't think Jeannie Buss is no slouch. She's no dummy. She understands that with a 40-year-old LeBron, those TV deals are gonna continue to roll in. Those are billions of dollars that goes to each that are split up between each of those franchises. If they don't have a viable pathway to the future to where they've got, a young core that can contend for a championship, then at least we're going to be on TV every single big game, every single big holiday, and we're going to get our money a different way. Jeannie Buss understands that. And in order to do that, you got to keep LeBron happy. And if that means bringing his shorty in, listen, so be it, because they don't have a viable pathway to a championship, especially with Denver and Dallas and all the talent in the West, Minnesota. So right now, they've got the big chess piece. They've got the best chess piece on the board, and that's LeBron James. And so when you got that, you milk that for all that it's worth. So she's playing the owner's billionaire game while everybody else is playing millionaire ball.
And money trumps everything, unfortunately, in this corporate media that you come on this show and talk about quite often. Corporate sponsorships have taken over professional sports, period. There's no more painting our eyes, you, me, the son, the daughter, going to Disneyland environment anymore. This is corporate America. That's why you see the Major League Baseball stadiums empty, but yet all the tickets have been sold. Make it make sense. How's that? How's that possible? Because corporate America has taken over and bought all this because the stakes are so high with TV and everything that you mentioned. But at the end of the day, though, what does that say for the fan base that's been a loyal Laker supporting fan base forever?
Her daddy told her, make money. Make money.
Yeah.
Listen, fans is going to be fans. That lady's job is to secure the biggest bag she can. And if you're not in contention for titles, you better be able to at least have the visibility that they have right now. And so with Bronny James and LeBron, that's going to be even more high-profile games. Every single thing he does, he's going to be sitting on the bench, and they're going to be getting primetime games just to see if he gets an opportunity to have an assist to his dad or anything like that. They're playing the long game here, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. His brother Jim got out of there. He knew.
JB don't like it.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I get it. But if we kind of switch our thinking to kind of like, okay, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna make money? I think it's a very obvious play what they're doing, man. And I mean, shit, it's business. You got to commend them for it.
That's real.
Yeah, no doubt. Lamar Jackson, your boy Mark Schlereth came out and Stink made a video. I've been saying this for a few years. You and I have had this discussion, I believe, before as well. Have you heard this at all?
No.
Take a listen, Bailey.
I do not want to hear from all of you out there that are telling me that Lamar Jackson, well, they don't get him weapons. How many first-round wide receivers do you need to draft? Well, they're not drafting the right one. Well, you're not developing them. Well, how do you develop them? Well, your quarterback has a long way to go in developing wide receivers. So I don't want to hear that bullshit from you anymore. And you Baltimore fans, I'm tired of it. They drafted first-round talent. They've drafted tight ends in the first round. They've drafted 3 different wide receivers since 2018 in the first round. I mean, Aaron Rodgers went, 16, 17 years with the Green Bay Packers. They never drafted a guy in the first round, whether it was a tight end or a wide receiver for him. So don't tell me about it. I mean, it's one of those things. Don't tell me about the pain. Show me the baby.
Where you at with the Lamar Jackson? Now remember, this guy's the reigning MVP, who struggled in the playoffs mildly. I think that's why he gets a lot of the heat that he gets. I say that there's athletes, Tank, and you know this. There's athletes that play quarterback, and then there's quarterbacks who are athletic. That's how I kind of define the position when I'm recruiting it or coaching it. He's definitely an athlete playing quarterback. Does he possess the skill set, I guess, as a passer somewhere in himself to make receivers better? And can he do it? Can he take a team and get over the hump of a Mahomes or a Burrow that has been to a Super Bowl, Mahomes who has won 3, and taking some we call mid receivers and getting them over the hump, as Aaron Rodgers has done, Matthew Stafford has done with a rookie in Nakua last year, all these different elite ball spinners. Can he be a passer and not just a thrower of the football?
Man, listen, Lamar's going to be what he's going to be. He's got talent, and he can both throw the ball and pass the ball. What that's going to do is that's going to make receivers not want to be on his team. High-level receivers are always trying to get out of Lamar's camp because he's not going to scramble around and look for ways to throw the ball. He might take off, and so that stops the ability for wide receivers to get the ball down the field. You need a special type of receiver to mix with Lamar Jackson. Every receiver is not going to work. You saw Odell Beckham. conventional wisdom said this is going to be an easy connection, but it didn't work out. Lamar's a unique talent. You got to have unique talent around him, and I think that's up to the Ravens to do that.
Let me ask you this real quick, because we kind of got to this at the end of our discussion. As of right now, do you look at Lamar Jackson as a future Hall of Famer? I think it's a no-brainer, because when I think about it, I don't know any two-time two-time MVP who's not a Hall of Famer. I don't know if that's even out there, honestly. Somebody can fact check in the list. JB looked at me like I was crazy when I said it, so I want to ask you, I think it's a no-brainer, but is Lamar Jackson, as of right now, a Hall of Famer, locked in?
I mean,
I'll see. At least
my first thought was yeah. But now I'm thinking,
because before you even, why you think, Tank? Like, I look at it like, damn,
no,
we've lowered the bar at quarterback. If we're already saying he's a Hall of Famer shoe-in, Smitty, like, come on, homie, like,
no, I don't.
Steve Young wasn't even a shoe-in at this point. Yeah,
I listen. I think if he goes to a few more AFC Championship games, whether he gets to the Super Bowl, right now, no. Right now, no. He's not a lock for the Hall of Fame. But I think if he continues to ascend, he will be. But right now, no. That's a good point.
Say, let me ask you this real quick, though, because I don't put you on the spot, but you know a lot about the game. Off the top of your head, can you think of anybody in NFL history who's a two-time MVP in this league who's not a Hall of Famer? On the top of your head. And I know it's a lot, obviously it's the history, that's a big question, but does anybody come to mind, you're like, oh yeah, this guy, he did it. I don't know if there's one.
Yeah,
hey, Tank,
it's
Tank,
different though, Smitty. I always use the analogy of when Michael Vick was on the cover of Madden, when you could just back with Michael Vick, take off and run down the field and score all those touchdowns, right? Like, I won a lot of games playing with Michael Vick like that. But I'm gonna tell you, man, like that kind of cheapens the bar for success when you can just take off and run with Michael Vick. And I kind of use that analogy to speak about Lamar Jackson. I mean, he is the two-time MVP because he got a special set of skills, and he can really get up. But it's not leading to any substantial trophies for his team, right? And I think that's the measure of a Hall of Famer, is when your success leads to the success of the franchise, right?
And Tank, and not only that, but you got to be elite at your position, don't you? Like, elite at that position. Hall of Fame quarterback
he is elite.
Thank you.
I have a different
Lord
take
Jesus.
on this, Tank. He's a special football player. There's no fucking doubt. He's elite as it gets as a football player. He ain't a special elite quarterback. I'm just keeping
But
it
that's
real.
the position that he plays.
That's my point.
But so I don't.
Tank just kind of eloquently put it.
If I'm elite though, and I play quarterback, I'm an elite quarterback. Point blank, period.
But
So what? I don't throw the dig routes on time. The way
So then what are
he plays it differently.
Then
JB.
he's a running back.
No, he's not though.
Then he's
That's
a running
why I hate
back.
you saying that. Go put Derrick Henry at fucking quarterback then all game and see we do it.
No,
Go put
you
CMC
make
at quarterback
zero
all
sense,
game.
homie.
You make 0 sense. He plays quarterback. He's elite at that position.
I mean,
You act like he gets some fucking
Why
30.
you so loud, homie? We hear you, motherfucker.
You act like he get 30 carries because that's how I talk. I'm gonna be loud.
We have a guest though.
But I'm already talking. I'm already talking.
But you don't make no sense. You don't make no sense.
I'm already talking, so I'm gonna talk.
But you sound dumb.
Homie. You a hater. You been hating on Lamar from day one.
He said put Derrick Henry at quarterback. How the fuck does that equate?
I'm saying
how does that equate,
that's how
homie?
dumb you sound when you say
how does that equate?
You say Lamar just is a running back.
No
He's
shit.
not a fucking running back.
No, I didn't. I didn't say that.
You literally fucking said that.
Tank, let me listen to this.
Go ahead, Tank.
Ass, immature motherfucker.
Go ahead,
over here.
Tank.
Tank.
You
just said Michael Vick ran around and it kind of took away from the position because it was a cheat code because he was so.
I said that in a video game. That was the analogy that I used. Listen.
Right, and that's what I used to say that what we're seeing and judging Lamar on at the position is him running around. And that's why I'm like, well, look, are you putting him as an elite quarterback, which is the job description means what you just said, Tank, getting your team over the hump, winning something with some brass, and being elite at that position.
Yeah.
I don't believe he's there. And that's why he's not a Hall of Famer. And that's why I believe he's not an elite quarterback. He's an elite talent, But I believe there's a huge difference in those two.
Well, where Lamar is always going to have critics is this. So if you look at the last 2 seasons, he has significantly tried to become more of a pocket passer and not use the instincts to run. Well, when that's his skill set and that's what helps his team win, he's actually hurting his team by not running. So it's always going to be the duality of that conversation. Like last year, I mean, it looked like he almost made it a point to not run. He was like, I don't care if the A gap opens up as wide as a tunnel, I'm going to stay in the pocket and throw the ball. And that hurt Baltimore because those yards, they needed those yards. There were so many third downs that because he was trying to prove the point that he was not a running quarterback, that they got off the field where there was an opportunity to run. So Lamar Jackson is always going to have the criticism. You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. If I was Lamar, I'd say, fuck it. I would be running, sliding, getting out of bounds, and getting every yard I could for my team and saying, fuck the critics.
You hit the nail on the head. Like, he can't win for losing.
He hit the nail on the head, proving that I'm right. You motherfucker, he's a running back.
You can't win. Who emotional now? Who loud now, homie?
You just proved the fucking point.
Who's screaming now? Who loud now and screaming emotional now?
I'm talking regular.
Who emotional now?
You were
emotional
hurt.
loud,
You're
shaking
hurt.
around and moving
You're
around.
hurt right now.
At the end of the day, Lamar can't win for losing, like you just said. Motherfucker run, it's a problem. He throw the ball, it's a problem. All I know is Lamar Jackson's a winner. Yes, he hasn't won a Super Bowl yet. A lot of quarterbacks ain't won Super Bowl yet. Most quarterbacks in the NFL ain't won Super Bowl yet. So what are we saying? At the end of the day, the guy leads the AFC North dinner year in and year out. He was a game away from a Super Bowl just last year. Like, again, it's not just about Super Bowls, y'all. I'm sorry. That's the goal. But only one team wins every fucking year. And it's extremely hard to do.
Let me ask you something. As a defensive player, I just broke it down earlier with Smitty, and he actually agreed with me on this one. I want to know from a defensive standpoint, you're playing in a Super Bowl. Let's just say for that Colts game, let's just be honest. And the quarterback keeps coming off the field with 0 points. And there's guys open in the end zone. And you know how the motherfuckers talk. Defense on the sideline, like, hit him. He's open, and we don't want to come back out with no points. How demoralizing is it? Because I've heard Mike Martz and Bellick both talk about every time that you run around back there as a quarterback, there is a fucking wide receiver open. And if he don't get that ball, it is a offensive line demoralizer, a wide receiver demoralizer, a play caller demoralizer, and demoralizes the defense who's kept you in this fucking game to this point. Is that true or not? Is that a thing that you got to get points? At the end of the day, the quarterback has to score points. Correct?
As a defensive player who started on one of the top 6 teams in NFL, top 6 defenses in NFL history, I would much rather prepare for a pocket passer than a person like Lamar Jackson. He puts so much stress on a defense with the duality of his game. And that's why I believe that they should lean into that and allow him to do what he's good at, because there's nothing a D tackle hates more than to get close to a quarterback and skirt and he get out of there.
Oh man, so stressful.
On the same side, man, listen. You definitely leave points on the field, because when you run, what happens? Your eyes go down, and you're not looking down the field for receivers. So listen, man, I just think the Ravens got to lean all the way into his talent if they even consider getting to a Super Bowl. I think he's got to learn how to slide, keep himself out of trouble like Russell Wilson has done, and if he does that, then his running it's not as much of a problem. The problem is when you run and you try to take on this guy and you're not looking for the guy who's chasing the ball and he knocks the shit out of you and he hurts you. You got to understand, like, hey, I got to bow out, slide, and he could be the most dangerous weapon ever. But all the black quarterbacks, they get it in their head that, man, I got to be just like these other guys so that I can stop the criticism. Nah,
because
man.
of people like the man next to me, they're hearing those voices, because every time you're athletic at the position, you get labeled as athlete that plays quarterback. And these guys want the respect at the position because they bust their ass.
Get it, homie. Wins.
He's the second most winningest quarterback behind Mahomes. didn't say facts. Ain't no miss me. I'm giving you facts. Fuck your opinion. I'm giving you actual facts. He's the second most winningest quarterback. That's the fact. I'm giving it to you. You don't want to hear it.
Hey, Tank,
because the truth.
Hey, Tank, what the,
He's the
you know what
truth.
the fact I have is
What?
that not one of them motherfuckers have won a Super Bowl yet. Not one athletic quarterback will ever won a Super Bowl. That's fact, homie. Now
There you
what?
go. There
Now
you go.
what?
You can have
Motherfucker,
that.
you act like you know all this bullshit. You don't know nothing about QB, homie. Miss me with the
No, the
bullshit.
problem is, I
Come
never
on,
said
man.
I never said I knew about
No,
QBs
but
more
you're
than
talking
you.
about
I never
athletic
said that.
quarterbacks,
But I played the game of
You
football,
act like I didn't
though, so I
recruit
know
these
football.
motherfuckers. You act like I don't. You act like I won.
Well, act like it then.
No, I am acting like
Act
it.
like it then.
We're in the NFL with
Act like
Tank.
it then.
We're in Tank space with the NFL. I think the motherfucker knows what wins Super Bowls. And I believe Peyton Manning won the motherfucker by being a stiff-ass white boy in the pocket. My point is, when has a Lamar Jackson, Michael Vick won a fucking Super Bowl? That's my
Hold
point.
on. Time out. I will say this, though. I say that the game is changing, and it's switching to a quarter. I mean, if you look at Patrick Mahomes is
ad-libber with his feet.
He
fucking runs.
But
He's
he's going to get his yards. And
he extends plays, right?
He's gonna make his plays. And the statuesque quarterbacks of the early 2000s, that is not what is the quintessential winning quarterback today. So eventually a quarterback like Lamar is going to win it because eventually they're all going to be like that. They're all going to be Kyler Murray. They're all going to be the kid that
Jalen Hurts or whatever, yeah.
They're all going to be like that. There's going to be
no, we've been agreeing on that for fucking 6 months. We know the game's evolving. I'm not saying we have.
So then why are we keep saying?
Because they haven't won yet.
But right, but
That's
so
what I'm
coming.
saying.
It's coming.
But if we agree
It
that
has to though. By default, it has to.
okay, then so we all agree to that. Then why keep talking about the history?
That doesn't mean it's great
Because
football, homie.
That's a bad point, JB. If you know that every quarterback is going to have the duality to run and pass here in the next 10 years, one of them is going to win. They're going to win.
But Tank, if that's all, if 30 fat bitches is left in the club and that's it, you fucking something. That's my point, homie. Like by default, Tank, that doesn't mean it's great. That means that's what we have.
No, if there's 30 fat bitches in the club, I'm going to another club.
Right.
But but guess what? That other club is fucking UFL.
But using
we're bad right now. Football's bad at the quarterback position.
But using this analogy though, Lamar Jackson ain't no fat chick. Lamar Jackson is a real baller. I know.
I'm saying we're gonna accept the fact that Tank just said it. You just said it. In 10 years, it's going to be all Lamar Jackson-esque type of players in the league. So somebody's going to win the motherfucker. But that doesn't mean this is the great level of quarterback play that we've ever seen. I didn't say that. I say that two things. To Smitty's point, two things can be true, but I'm saying eventually this is going to turn into what you just said. Both of you just said somebody's going to win it, but that doesn't mean it's great. It just means that's what's in the league.
It's just your personal preference, man. If you evolve with the game, you can celebrate these new quarterbacks just like it is. I mean, listen,
that's where I'm at with it.
You know, you got to evolve with the game, JB. And
JB just stuck in a certain way. I get it, but
listen,
I'm not stuck. I'm just telling you the fact. Let me ask you this, Tank, because I've heard Deion Sanders came out and said this. So did Jerry Rice, and I think Smitty would have to agree. He might disagree, but I think you'll have to agree. We've lowered the bar for the Hall of Fame, homie. Like the Hall of Fame, Tank, used to be like the fucking gold jacket. Like, there's no question. You are elite. Eric Weddle comes on the show all the time. Eric Weddle played with Lamar and says the same things. Like, he's like, JB, I love Lamar. Fucking freak. Greatest human being. Greatest character. But he missed throws on first down that put us on second and long, third and long, which most guys that are elite that win Super Bowls hit that first down hitch ball, hit that first down slant. We've lowered the bar, though, if we're all saying, oh, he's a shoo-in Hall of Famer. No, we've lowered the bar, I believe, as far as the elite. Now we're accepting good players and putting them at elite status. And I think we've lowered the bar in that regard. Shaun King, who played the position on a Super Bowl team. Shaun, Tank, I don't know if you caught our argument and debate, but like, where are you at with this Hall of Fame take? Do you think we've lowered the bar? And is Lamar Jackson a Hall of Famer right now?
Ooh.
See, Tank said ooh. He said ooh. But fucking Smitty says he's a shoo-in.
And I'm a stand on it. I respect my two brothers here completely. They play.
You respect two NFL fucking guys? I would too.
Yeah,
I would too.
But that don't mean I gotta agree with them. Like I'm still gonna stand on 10 toes. I'm still saying Lamar Jackson a fucking Hall of Famer because of what he's done and what I think he will do.
I agree. That
I'm not gonna be on somebody dick because they in the NFL. I respect them, but I got my opinion.
Come
on, bro.
I'm that way every day.
Respectfully, of course.
Go ahead, Shaun.
So my hesitation,
brother.
So my hesitation, I walked into a hornet's nest. Didn't Tank? Good God Almighty!
Man, jumped in it.
Really? So that's why we got a studio, guys. That's why. Because Smitty can't yell in his apartment.
Hey, listen. Hey, my hesitation was not necessarily all based upon me thinking that Lamar is definitely not a Hall of Famer. It was more the first thing popped into my head, and it's sort of like the Heisman. Because they have to put people in every year, or somebody has to win every year, I think some people get in by default. Let me say this. I think the Phillip Rivers and Matt Ryans of the world are Ring of Honor guys, not Hall of Fame guys. Like, they should be in the Ring of Honor for the Chargers and the Falcons, but I don't know if they should be in the NFL Hall of Fame. So right now, in my opinion, Lamar Jackson is kind of in that Ring of Honor for the Ravens, not necessarily Hall of Fame as a quarterback yet, but he got a lot of time left. He's still relatively young.
Real quick question, just to add a little nuance. I want both of you guys to answer this. Yes or no? Is Eli Manning a Hall of Famer? Yes or no?
I think so because of longevity and 2 Super Bowls.
All right, cool.
And that's why I wanted to piggyback on his question because I was going to bring it up to Tank because I forgot we started yelling. Which, by the way, is normal fucking behavior, just so you know, if you're from the hood. But anyway, this is the barbershop. Let me ask you, he won 2 Super Bowls. Lamar has 2 MVPs. Smitty said, I don't know anyone that has 2 MVPs that's not a shoe-in Hall of Famer. And I said, well, I don't know anybody that has 2 Super Bowls that ain't a fucking shoe-in Hall of Famer. Which one would you rather have? That's my question to you two.
I do think Lamar, from a team standpoint, is going to have to at least make a Super Bowl. Like, I think that's going to matter because statistically, especially from the passing yard standpoint, I mean, he's going to be down that list. I mean, he's not a prolific 4,000 a year passing guy. He's had some injuries, so he's missed some time. I'm just saying, if you look at it statistically, and I don't have the numbers right in front of me, I wonder what path he's on if he plays 12, 13 years, Smitty. I'd have to look that up, but I don't think he's going to be up there with those guys that, you know, didn't have the duality in their skill set. They just were guys that put up numbers.
Yeah, I think you got to look at Lamar a little differently, Tank, in my opinion. I feel you got to look at him at the totality of what he provides. It's not just that. Even like I like Josh Allen better. I think Josh Allen's a better player. I think he's a better passer. But Josh Allen's another guy. When he retired, I think you got to look at the totality of what they bring. Like, it's not just how they look in the pocket. I get your quarterback. That's the majority of what you do. But these guys are special premier talents, ones that we've either never seen or you only seen a small sample size prior to them. So I think when it is all said and done, you can't look at Lamar Jackson for just his passing yards or his passing touchdowns. You got to look at his impact for his actual team and how that entire team goes and flows wherever Lamar goes. Like, that team is centered around Lamar. If Lamar is bad, the Ravens going to lose. If Lamar is good to great, they're going to win. And he has been the second most winningest quarterback regular season wise since he's entered the league behind Patrick Mahomes. He went to an AFC Championship game last season. I agree. He needs to get to a Super Bowl at some point. But again, we act like Super Bowls are just easy a thing to do, easy thing to win. Some of the all-time great quarterbacks have only gotten to one. We look at Aaron Rodgers and we rave about how amazing he is. Like, we've never seen a guy do the things he's done on the football field in the pocket and the way he throws the ball. The man has been to and only won 1 Super Bowl, and that's Aaron Rodgers. So all I'm saying is, y'all, I get Lamar hasn't been there yet, but let's pump the brakes on using that as the guideline to define his greatness, because there's a lot of guys who haven't been there or only been there once. And
let me ask you this question: is Mike Vick a Hall of Famer?
No.
So Mike Vick's
I love Mike Vick for the culture, but Lamar has done more than Mike Vick.
But Michael Vick's better on every single fucking aspect of quarterback play. Michael Vick is hands down better. So how is he not?
Well,
Tank, give us your question. I want to
Tank been quiet for a minute.
Answer that question. Do you rather have Eli or Lamar as far as 2 Super Bowls, 2 MVPs?
I would rather have Eli Manning, just because the way he plays a quarterback. I mean, listen, if you set the table for Eli, I mean, I think he's going to be a successful receiver or quarterback. But listen, man, Lamar, I'll say it again, man. If Lamar doesn't lean into what his talent is, he'll never make the Hall of Fame. If he leans into his ability to run and pass, I think he'll get there. Does that mean that free agent wide receivers are going to want to play with him? Absolutely not. He's going to have to go to the Super Bowl with young guys out of college who are just happy to be there, because anybody looking for a long-term contract at receiver is not going to want to play with Lamar Jackson.
And Shaun, Smitty brought up that point about it's not easy to win Super Bowls. Fuck no, it ain't. I mean, we all agree to that. But then we've also it kind of goes hand in hand with lowering the bar as far as being a Hall of Famer then. Because, it ain't easy. It should not be easy to be a Hall of Famer either. If you can't win a Super Bowl, it definitely should be harder to be a Hall of Famer.
But I like what Shaun said about Ring of Honor and Hall of Fame. Like, the Ring of Honor used to be a real, like a real thing, very important. And I think now that with visibility of social media, when you've got these people who put stats up against each other and start these huge social media campaigns to get this guy in, get that guy in, and the Hall of Fame hears that. They hear that. They feel that pressure to get people in. And I think that the Hall of Fame as an entity has kind of relented to the public pressure. You know, guys get sick, guys die, guys are, all this. They should get him in before he goes. And the Hall of Fame has relented to that because it's so visible and it's a part of their brand. So, but I do agree, Shaun. That Ring of Honor used to be very important.
And Smitty, the reason that I brought up the context, I agree with you, Tank. The reason I contextually brought up Vic, at this point, now Vic played longer, but Vic also missed the majority of his prime.
Right.
Vic had more passing yards, more passing touchdowns, more rushing yards, more rushing touchdowns than Lamar has so far. In the totality.
Every stat, bro.
In totality. So I'm just saying, up to this point, if Lamar never played again, Vic threw for more yards, more touchdowns.
Oh, you're saying, just for clarity, you're saying Michael Vick's total NFL career.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
This is fine, though.
Yeah. But how many years is that, though? How many years did he actually play? He was a year and a half in jail.
So they gave Mike a lot of grace at the end, because those last years in Philly and Pittsburgh, he was a backup. He wasn't really playing. So you would say Mike played probably about a legit 7-8 years in the NFL, even though he was there 12, I think. But some of those years he was a backup. My point.
And Andy Reid got him a bag after jail.
Right.
$100 million. Yeah, $100 million.
Right. My point.
Listen, I love Vic. That's my guy. So don't take that as no dish. I just think Lamar. Maybe Michael Vick was just saying it. He doesn't come off as a guy who just said shit. But even he said Lamar. He thinks Lamar's better than him.
Because I think
both Mike guys actually said it. So I don't.
Listen, though, we know what that means. Let's be honest.
I know Vic. So
aren't we in like Smitty? I think is in a recency bias. He's recency biased. He speaks in that term because he sees what he sees right now, and it's hard to go back and see Michael Vick. You know what I'm saying, and visualize it. You can go back and watch a YouTube video.
I grew up with it. I love Vic.
But you didn't really. But what I'm saying is,
I was young. You're right. I was young.
You were young. I'm just saying, there's recency bias in everything we do. Let's just keep it real. And if we're watching something right now, it's easy to say, "Hey, Donovan Mitchell's that motherfucker," but nah, really, he's not Allen Iverson. But we don't remember that because we don't see it every day. I think we're in that era. I think the media pushes recency bias. I think we push what's great versus what we used to know as great, and I think we've now equated it as fantasy football players on DraftKings and FanDuel because this guy got me 40 draft points. This motherfucker's special, and he's really not.
Go ahead, Tank.
I just think that I just think it's like this, man. Jordan AI era, Michael Vick era, there was not the ability to make these little highlight reels and share them around the country over and over and over and over and over. That didn't exist. And now this generation, they have the ability to man, take a little bit of success and elongate it to a level that's just ridiculous. And so that's what's making people this guy's a Hall of Famer, because you're looking at a slow motion of all of his shit. So it's recency bias, it's technology bias, and all of that.
Hey, go look at the huddle. And to my last point on this is, and listen, I'm a Lamar Jackson fan, so I know Smitty defends Lamar when JB's talking, because JB's a Lamar hater. So I think Lamar's a good quarterback. But I'm like you, Tank. I think he goes out of his way to prove critics wrong instead of just playing to what his skill set is. I will say this. Lamar's won 2 MVPs. I've never emotionally felt the way I felt watching Lamar that I did when I watched Vic.
Me either.
When I watched Vic, I felt like I was watching something I had never seen and would never see again.
He was the first, that's why.
When I watched
Who you say,
Lamar,
Steve Young?
Randall Cunningham, homie.
Vic was
Warren Moon,
All
Randall
right, go ahead.
Cunningham,
Warren Moon.
But Vic, can we respect? Like, never mind. Go ahead.
Hey, Tank.
Never mind. Go ahead.
I don't
Go
want
ahead.
to keep you,
Yeah.
Tank. I know you got to go, Tank. You've been on for an hour plus. I appreciate
Listen,
your candidness. I appreciate
Yeah, thank you,
coming
Tank.
on here
Appreciate you, my
talking.
brother.
We'll see. Hey, enjoy the 4th, homie, and be safe out here. And hey, by the way, talk about your product real quick before you get out of here, because we got a large audience. Drop your product real quick.
Shout out, hey, you got to go get you a Baxi, man. Go to Baxi.com, order it. Man, I'm telling you, if you got back, hip, neck, shoulder issues, this thing is really life-saving. So go to Baxi.com, use discount code TANK, get money off, and maybe I'll send you a signed box when it gets there. So thank y'all, man. Thank you, JB. Thanks, Smitty. Y'all have a great 4th.
Hey, enjoy. I'll hit you later. All right, man. Peace. Hey, Shaun, to Smitty's point real quick, I don't think people remember, because obviously the young people don't remember, but how electric and elite Randall Cunningham was when he was hurdling defensive ends at 6'4". And I saw him play with Keynan McCardell at UNLV with a good friend of mine, along with Suge Knight. I was actually at the game as a youngster. I got to see those guys up close and personal, different freaks of nature at that time. And then you saw Steve Young, by the way, who was an elite runner and scrambler before Michael Vick as a lefty, but he didn't win until he became a pocket passer and threw for 5 touchdowns with his arm in a Super Bowl. I think people forget the transition and the maturation process that it takes to win an actual Super Bowl. So am I putting Steve Young and these guys on Michael Vick's eliteness level as far as athlete? No.
Thank God. I was hoping.
But that's
continue.
that's a fucking not a brainiac need to
So
figure
when
that
I-
out. Homie.
so when
you don't
I-
have to be a brainiac to figure out what I was saying.
So when I said we had never seen Vic, that's what I meant. You immediately got emotional. But we haven't though.
But we have seen a scrambler, bro. That's what I'm pointing.
Yeah, guys have
Shaun,
scrambled.
tell him that Steve Young was Michael Vick in a white version.
Of course, but guys have scrambled. But no one has done it. For example, NBA, we saw Dr. J. Dr. J's a phenomenal Hall of Famer. But Jordan was different. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying, y'all. Yeah, these guys scrambled.
Right. I'm not saying wrong.
Okay, cool. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. As far as the elite level, but not as like you said. This is the first we ever seen.
We're saying
do
the same thing. It was a misunderstanding.
But the first ever
we saying the
seen do
same
it
thing because
is
John
not-
Elway.
Fran Tarkenton was the first one.
Yeah, Fran Tarkenton, John Elway. Like there are some guys that
Elway is a freak.
Yeah.
My point was when you saw Vic, you saw something you had never seen. That was transcendent. When I look at Lamar, I feel the same way I kind of felt when I watched like some of those other guys. Like he's really good, but like I don't get the same feeling that I got when I saw Vic. And that's not a knock on Lamar because hell, like you say, Dr. J a Hall of Famer, but he ain't Jordan. You know, so
yeah, like Barkley. Look at Barkley. I haven't seen another Barkley really, but Zion Williamson was supposed to be.
And remember now, the NFL Hall of Fame is voted on by journalists.
Yeah.
Non-players and shit. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like NBA MVP, Stephen A. and shit. Like this motherfucker, you know, motherfucker average
I respect them though. They follow the game though, but I know if it's a different opinion. We'll see though, man. Hey, I'm gonna stand on the Lamar Jackson hill, and if I'm wrong at the end of his career, then hey, we'll have all this tape for people to say I'm wrong.
Steve McNair, Shaun, you know, Fred McNair is a good friend of mine. His brother, and you know, they coaching right now, Alcorn.
Yeah.
Like that dude was a freak. Like I mean, just a cockstrong as a fucking country as you could get. Like great family.
You know what's crazy about that time, and Tank made a good point. you can't hardly find Steve McNair Alcorn State film.
It's crazy.
I mean, you can. I listen.
You can find more Fred McNair tape.
My first 2 years at Tulane, we might as well didn't play. I can't find a game. Not through Tulane, not through the TV station. It's unbelievable.
Shaun, I try to tell Smitty that people be wanting to see my highlights. I got them on CD.
Right.
But and VHS, I got them on VHS, but how am I gonna get it? We don't have YouTube, motherfuckers. Like these cats think they can pull my shit up. No, you can't. You can't find Shaun King, Steve McNair. You can't find them. You can't find Randall Cunningham. Show me Randall Cunningham UNLV film.
Yeah, if we can't see it, it didn't happen, fellas. Sorry.
Yeah, bullshit.
Sorry, fellas. If you can't see it, it didn't happen.
See,
so.
hey, Shaun.
That's
the mindset of these motherfuckers, though.
But a high school kid will make a 15-minute huddle, and he ain't
Fatal.
started 2 games in 2 years.
Got the music and everything in a slow motion and shit.
No shit.
Oh, man.
Hey, Shaun, ask him this one.
What?
Ask him this one first.
Yeah. All right, man. So switching gears, man. Great conversation. We probably exhausted the Lamar Jackson conversation, but
every time we talk Lamar, Shaun, we get into an argument.
It
so
does, man.
That's normal.
It's just
that's what it should be, though.
race the show. I'm gonna support the brother. He ain't gonna support him.
That's why we got a studio, though.
I like it.
We got
I
the
like
window
it.
open. We can yell. I could get out here and choke slam the motherfucker.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
backhand if I wanted to.
Hey, Shaun, we'll go with Bailey. Let's go so we don't piss
Let's go with
Bailey.
Bailey. Bailey get pissed.
Go ahead.
All right, man. So Blake Anderson has retained. Put it back up. I gotta read the motherfucker.
Hey, Shaun, do you know Blake Anderson?
No, the head coach of Utah State.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know him, though, I think, JB.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna kind of ask you. Blake Anderson has retained noted college sports attorney Tom Mars in the wake of his impending dismissal. JB, I know this is your guy. You know him personally. What's going on? Explain this to me, the fans, because I don't know anything about this.
Look, all I know is that they told him, we are going to dismiss you.
Okay.
In this era, you know, Shaun. Shaun, I don't know if you've known anything. I don't know if you know what's going on up there in Provo. Obviously, in the state of Utah, it's very, very hard to do anything, especially, for players to have sex with women that aren't married to, coaches to drink in the state of Utah. Very, very Bible Belt-ish state. Plus, with the Mormon edition, it's very hard to move around there and not be noticed and get put in the front page of the newspaper if you do something. So obviously it's not an easy place. A lot of coaches try to stay out of there. That's why Whittingham in Utah has done a hell of a job. Wedo was talking about the other day. Blake did something. Now, I know probably more than most. I'm not going to get into his personal shit, but he's obviously done something, and they have said it's time to move on. He just got the job a couple years ago. He's going to try to get an attorney. I think it's going to be hard from everybody I've talked to, from Noel Mazzoni to other people there. Like, it's going to be hard to get rid of him without a major, major issue. Look at what's happening in Northwestern. Even though they dismissed him, they're probably going to have to pay that man a lot of money. The similar situations happening here at Utah State.
It sounds like that to me, that he's trying to make sure that if he's fired, it's not with cause, so that he gets his money. And
honestly, Shaun, think about that in depth, because I don't think people realize what you're saying.
What does that mean?
On another level. I want to bring up what you're saying. Can I add on what you're saying, though? So I want you to add on to this. There's a reason why he doesn't want cause, because he won't get another job. And that's what people don't understand. It hurts if they say he got fired without cause or some sort of thing like that. His agents can help him mend the fence and say, hey, look, it was a bad situation. He's okay. No legal issue. We can get hired again over here at Florida State. If you do, if the other way goes, then he ain't going to be hireable, and he's going to be blackballed in this very, very tightly knitted circle. So that's all I wanted to say.
So with cause is something that's not football related, meaning he got into something, domestic violence, DUI, some kind of significant rules violations where the program was put on suspension or had to forfeit scholarships. And in those cases, the institution can choose not to pay you the remaining amount of money on your contract. But if they decide just to fire you because they don't think you're a good coach or they got somebody else they want to hire, then they're obligated to pay you the rest of your remaining contract.
Because he's been on administrative leave, Shaun, I believe, since February.
Yeah.
So, that's the crazy shit.
This is something I thought it happened And what I've been told, and listen, I'm not, you know, a Utah State insider. You probably have to ask Jordan Love, but because I did call around because it kind of popped up on Football Scoop, and it seemed strange the way they reported it. And it sounds like something happened with some student athletes. And somewhere, I don't know how their power structure is set up, the information wasn't dealt with in a timely fashion, or they tried to suppress the information to help the kids or something. And maybe the parents are making a fuss about it. Who knows? But it seems like they're trying to make them the scapegoat so they're not liable for whatever transpired.
Yeah, I've heard a few different things.
He had a rough life too, man. He had a wife die of cancer.
I know.
He had something I think happened with one of his kids, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, he's had some tragic stuff happen.
Good dude, man. Good ball coach. He was at Oregon State. He's been all over the place. He's one of Winningham guys, Utah guy. He's been around a long time. Was at Utah State before. Wisconsin, obviously. You know, he's been around, and it's interesting, man. I hate to see it, but it is what it is. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm sure that he will be dismissed, but it is what it is. Smitty got to run and check his car real quick, Shaun. We'll keep it going.
We in the hood, Shaun. If I don't put money in my car, they gonna steal it. Bailey, I don't know if you got a 2-box situation. If not, I guess I just won't be here for a few minutes. I got to run down, put money in the car, run back. I'll be here in 3 minutes. Can you hold it down, JB, without me?
I got you.
If I get a ticket, I'm gonna need you to pay for it.
Of course. Fuck, thought that was gonna be. See, Shaun. Leaders offer to pay for it. Followers expect to pay for it.
So y'all really in the hood, because you know most of the meters now have the app you have to download to your phone. Where you can add time to it on your phone. Y'all got that.
Hey, now here's what it is, Shaun. Here's what it is. You've been here. I'm sure everyone has been here. Downtown LA is absolute chaos right now. It's like a third world country, number one, like Oakland. Number two, where we are, you know how they have jewelry districts, they have the fashion district, they have all these different districts. Parking is, you can't get it unless you go to a lot and pay $25 for fucking 5 hours or whatever. But we get here so early. I'm here at 4:35 in the morning. I get a spot early. See, that's what I'm saying. BPS. Smitty come late. Motherfucker get late parking. That's what it is. Early bird gets the worm, Shaun. I'm trying to tell these youngsters.
Hey, on another note, JB, America be ashamed of itself. How in the hell in this country, it's supposed to be the greatest country in the world, an individual has to pay to go to work or to pay to solicit somebody's business and help them make money? That's the damnedest thing ever when you think about it. That's unbelievable.
Hey, it's just like
it's unbelievable.
It's just like paying taxes, man. I can't believe, like, the paying the taxes thing is the biggest sham I think we've ever done. Like, paying taxes, dog, is unbelievable. I had to deal with my tax guy yesterday for 5 hours. I'm just telling you, that shit is a sham, bro. I truly believe it. Our roads are still shitty. We're paying money to other countries instead of our own veterans. There's more veterans out here on the street, Shaun, out here than I've ever seen. This homeless pandemic, that's a real epidemic. Like, I'm just like, man, we can't even take care of our own first. It's like crazy. Did you hear the Lamar Jackson take? I know you walked into that buzzsaw.
I didn't hear it.
Have you heard Mark Schlereth?
Yes, Schlereth's my boy. I didn't hear what he said, though.
Okay, Bailey, you want to play that? Let's play that for Shaun, because that's why you walked into this.
I want to hear from all of you out there that are telling me that Lamar Jackson, well, they don't get him weapons. How many first-round wide receivers do you need to draft? Well, they're not drafting the right one. Well, you're not developing them. Well, how do you develop them? Well, your quarterback has a long way to go in developing wide receivers. So I don't want to hear that bullshit from you anymore. And you Baltimore fans, I'm tired of it. They drafted first-round talent. They've drafted tight ends in the first round. They've drafted 3 different wide receivers since 2018 in the first round. I mean, Aaron Rodgers went, 16, 17 years with the Green Bay Packers. They never drafted a guy in the first round, whether it was a tight end or a wide receiver for him. So don't tell me about it. I mean, it's one of those things. Don't tell me about the pain. Show me the baby. Produce in the playoffs.
Shaun, I've been saying this for some years. This has been my thing. Aaron Rodgers took guys like Watson and Scantling and these other guys and got them bags of money at other teams, and that's how I judge a quarterback. If you can make a guy that's supposedly mid or below mid and get them a bag, meaning that you showed them that you can get them from good to great or great to elite, I believe that's on the QB. I've never seen a Hall of Fame quarterback be made by a wide receiver. I've seen wide receivers become Hall of Famers because of the quarterback. I've never seen a quarterback get made by a receiver. It just doesn't work that way. And that's why quarterbacks are the highest paid player in the world or in the NFL. So I haven't seen Lamar get players over the hump is my biggest point. And I want to move on because I don't know if you agree or disagree. You can be quick on this one because we've already discussed this Lamar thing. Where you at with him and Stink's take?
Two things can be true at the same time. Aaron Rodgers did have what's the guy that's on Fox?
Jones,
Jordy Nelson, Devontae Adams. I mean, he had guys that are better than what Lamar's had. Rashad Bateman, who's a first-round pick, is good, but he's been hurt the entirety of his career. Zay Flowers.
Jennings.
Greg Jennings was what I was thinking of. Yeah, Zay Flowers had a hell of a year for a rookie. I mean, what do you call it, 70-plus balls, 5 to me. He had a good year. I thought last year was the best receiving core he's had. Mark Andrews is healthy. They went to the AFC Championship game. So, I mean, it's not like they haven't done anything. But, I mean, Lamar's never played with a Devontae Adams. I would say Jordy Nelson is better than any receiver Lamar's had. So, I think what Schlereth is saying is true, but I don't think you can blame Lamar for Rashad Bateman getting hurt.
I'm only laughing because I think Smitty's getting his shit toed. He just sent a message, dog. I think his shit's getting toed. Damn, Smitty gonna be hot.
Hey,
now I gotta pay for fucking toast, Shaun, on goddamn
America, y'all need to get your stuff together. There's no way you should be able to drive for free on a road, but you can't stop for free on the same road. Like this pay for parking is a racket. This is the biggest. This is one of the biggest rackets in America.
Especially California, dog. And you know what? The worst city in America is Long Beach. Long Beach, California is the worst fucking city to park in. LA is second. LA right here downtown is the next worst. We'll see. Hopefully he can save it. If he's a smooth hustler and knows how to and if he got a mouthpiece, he could get out of it. I've done it before. I'm just saying. So we'll see.
It's better to shoot Buddy the $40 than to have to go to that toll lot and pay with a couple hundred.
Hey, dog, here's $100. I'll give him $100 because that shit about to be $400. Have you heard about? I don't know if you watched it last night, but the Hard Knocks thing.
I didn't watch it, but we talked about it was going to be on.
We got a clip. We got a clip for you, and our thumbnail is Daniel Jones, obviously the best quarterback in the NFL. So let's break it down. Let's show it.
The GM agrees with you.
We're going to draft well. We're going to sign good guys. Yep. We got a good plan. Yeah. The reality is, facts. Yeah. 3 serious injuries in 2 years. Yeah. We need to protect ourselves. He didn't have much of a chance this year. That's legit. Like your off-season, the 4 guys, your core guys that were going to play together played less than 60 snaps together. Yep. We got Miami. We got fucking 3 practice squad guys playing for us. Yep. Like nobody could fucking you could have Pat Mahomes and he can't fucking win it behind that. Well, I'm not giving up. He's under contract for 3 more years. Just protecting ourselves because best predictor of the future is the past.
Shaun, I've been saying this for 2 years. I'm a nobody. I'm a hater on everyone else. I like Daniel Jones. It's crazy for me to do that. But the GM saying that, obviously they think something they see. Now, listen, I'm a Cutcliffe guy. Cutcliffe coached my boy Jeff Flicker, who coached Peyton Manning at Tennessee when Cutcliffe was the OC there under Phil Fulmar. Those are our years back in the day. And Cutcliffe told me, JB, Daniel Jones is as talented as a guy I've been around, including Peyton, as far as just raw talent. Now, does he get it done? Does he have the it factor, Shaun? That you and I can both agree probably not. Not right now. We don't know. But we also he hasn't been around any sort of semblance of receiver, wideout, tight end, O-line. He's had a bad situation on offense. I say the same thing about Sam Darnold. I say the same thing. 2 things can be true, like you just said. I believe you can have an incredible skill set and be very talented. We've seen a lot of those guys fall in the NFL because of the situation. But I'm not ready to get off the Daniel Jones wagon just yet. But this will be the year I do get off it if he can't figure it out and get over the hump. And that's even tough for me to say because I still don't believe their roster is very good, Shaun. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, so like I'm trying to say now he has to go out and actually get someone better, like I just said Lamar needs to do. So I can't be a hypocrite. If Lamar has to do it, so does Daniel Jones. That's all I'm saying.
I'll say this. Everybody should have somebody in a position of power that loves them like Shaun loves Daniel Jones. Like, man, look, because he didn't draft Daniel Jones. Now, he's responsible for giving him the extension last year, and that's why he brought up contract, and we still got him under contract because that falls on his plate. But normally a new GM that didn't draft a quarterback like Daniel Jones would want to move on and get his own guy. So what it speaks to, and this is a message for all of you young quarterbacks out there, obviously everything Daniel Jones does off the field is perfect. The amount of time he spends in the building, the way he interacts with people in the building, the way he interacts with his teammates. When somebody is allowed, if somebody in that level gives you that kind of grace, you're checking all the boxes outside of whatever.
Risk, right? Risk.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So there's a likability factor and quotient that comes into this. And
like
listen,
Shaun,
man,
you're saying
whatever
is
it
you
takes
and
to stay employed.
What's going on?
This damn Spider-Man walking. Look at this, y'all. It say no stopping, seat posted signs, tow away, do not park. So now I gotta move my car and find another meter before I can hop on the dang on show. It's gotta be the craziest part. Like, listen, I can park here from 6 to 8, but after 8 you can't park. Bro, just about to tell me. He was just about to tell me. I came downstairs right on time. He was just about to tell me, homie. He was just about to get me, homie. He about to tell me. Thank God. Oh, if I would have got my car towed, I would have been so hot. Black people shit, hood shit, ghetto shit, whatever you want to call it. I'm over here driving around LA right now trying to find legal parking without getting my car towed.
Hey,
Make it make sense, homie.
Hey, babe, can you tell him to go park across the street in the lot and I will pay the fucking $20? Can you tell him to hurry up and park, Bailey, for me right across the street? He can run right in. Tell him I'll give him the money.
JB, you know what's so gangster? The city knows that most people probably don't know. You can't park in that spot after 8. I bet that tow truck shows up every day of the week, right about 8:30, thinking I got him. Like, that's just guaranteed.
Hey,
money.
Bailey, make sure that, because I guess, so then is my shit in the same situation? Because my shit, I paid till 9:30. So is my shit towed now? Can you have Smitty go check?
Smitty dies and then you go.
That's how. Hey, that is my luck though, Shaun. That'll be my fucking luck. Because now my shit'll be fucking gone.
Man.
God damn.
Oh, man,
I wouldn't be surprised, Shaun.
The biggest racket in America is paid parking.
I wouldn't be surprised. I might have to go do a check now, dog. I gotta piss anyway. Smitty will be back on here in a second. Shaun, I don't know if you've heard the news. Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, I saw that. What's that about?
It looks like fake news because I don't believe. All I wanted to get was your take because having an agent and certain shit, they're not letting you say this. So I don't think he would come out and say this if it wasn't fake. We looked it up. We've been looking it up. I believe it's fake because who the fuck's going to come out there and say it from their representation? I just don't see it. So I would say it's fake. But like as an agent, they're explain to the chat real quick. They're not letting you do that and say anything without them, right?
Did he say something?
Because they're saying he said I might be in trouble. My future may be in jeopardy. There's no way he's saying that shit.
Yeah,
Bailey, make sure my car ain't towed. Ask Smitty. Shit.
Tyreek always got something strange going on. I don't know what's up with Tyreek, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. Let's dive into this quarterback rankings. I don't know if you saw the college football quarterback rankings have come out, and Bailey has a mock draft right here. We saw those come back in that deep outcut throw the other day at the Peyton Manning camp. Carson Beck did not impress me at all. Shador is way too high on this list. but he's also was off another list that we broke down. We agreed should be on the list. So where are you at with this? And rank these guys for us.
I mean, this is so speculative. I mean, if Daniel Jones is what you think he is, I mean, there's no way the Giants are the number 1 pick. You know, I mean, the Raiders, come on, they're gonna be rock solid on defense. I mean, there's no way they got. I mean, and then like Travis Hunter being at 9, like if either of the two, I think it's guaranteed to go top 3. I think it'll be Hunter just because he's so versatile. So whether you need a corner, elite corner, or elite wide receiver, like you're kind of getting both. I'm not as familiar with some of these other names. I got to kind of do some more research. I tend to not really get into college football until late July when I know all the transferring is done. And like, so the information that I'm going to learn is like the real information. But I mean, I can see them. I mean, who does a mock draft? I think, was it 2 years ago? I think Spencer Rattler was a projected number 1 pick. He wasn't even good enough to get in the draft for 2 years after that. Like, this is so speculative.
We had all these QBs ranked the other day by these other people, and it's a weak class in my opinion. But then they had Shedeur off the top 10 Heisman candidacy list. Right. Now you have him as the number 2 overall.
But JB, what you see is the bias in these different posts. The people that like Deion and what Deion has going, and are fans of Shedeur, he's going to be high. And then the writers that don't like what Deion has going, I mean, he's going to be off the list. You dodged a bullet, Smitty?
What's going on? My fault. Man, golly.
My shit told him.
No, your car is good. You parked where I usually park in the morning, so you're on the correct side of the street. I parked on the opposite side of the street, and apparently after 8 o'clock, you can't park there. The motherfucker says,
"Hey, Shaun, we the real show, homie. That's just real talk. There's no realer show than this because there's no way this dude did an updated video that we put on the show. I don't know if you've seen.
I ain't seen it. Y'all already showed it?
Produced the hell out of it. Yeah, dog. We had a whole show.
I swear to God, I was 5 minutes away from my car getting towed. Dude pulled up. He said, "This you?" I said, "Yes." Okay. And he reversed. He left. But he was 5 minutes away. If I didn't go down here, my car would have got towed.
Hey,
it's
Smitty,
crazy.
I guarantee you, because most people probably don't know that you can't park there after a certain time. I told JB that tow truck shows up every day of the week about 8:30.
Yep.
Get ready
Hey,
to get
Shaun,
somebody.
though, isn't that why I said show up early? Oh, my bad. I guess
Because Shaun, between 6 and 8, you can park there. It's free parking, right? So they confuse, they trick you. It's like, all right, cool, bet I'm good. And then as soon as 8 hit, it say do not park, towaway zone. It's like you went from 0 to 100 real quick.
Hey, Shaun, that's why you get here early. You would have parked on my side.
So I just dropped like $20 on parking.
No, I dropped $20
for 10 damn minutes.
I dropped $20
for 10 minutes.
Shit.
So
JB tried to say early bird gets the word. He said you don't get to the show.
You know,
how? Evidently, JB wouldn't hear that early because typically JB's parked right out front.
I was at 450.
At 450. You're 445.
Well, there was a pedo van outside. I couldn't do nothing about it. There was a pervert van out there that took my spot. So it is what it is. But look at this. We got all your videos in here. We broke it down. Shaun and I were live breaking it down.
Shout out to Bailey.
So,
That's hilarious.
I'm just saying, Bailey did a hell of a job on that. Back to the list, real quick. Bring that list back up. Cover Smitty back up.
Cover me back up, man. There you go.
Go back to speculative and what you were just ending with. Again, when you talked about that list right there, based on the Heisman list.
Yeah, I think it shows the bias, Smitty, with these different platforms. If the person doing the article likes what Deion is doing at Colorado, is a fan of Shedeur, he's high on the list. If a person does not like what Deion's doing, is not a fan of Shedeur, he's not on the list. You know, but, so because I brought up the point a couple years ago, Spencer Rattler in one of those early mock drafts was the number 1 player. He was still at Oklahoma. Hell, he played college for 2 more years before he even came into the draft. So, I mean, you never know at this point. Riley Leonard could play his way into the number 1 pick. Cook from Missouri. Like, there's some quarterbacks who could play their way to the top of this list.
Yeah, no, that's true, man. I think you hit the nail on the head. Like, and that's why it's hard to look at some of these lists because it kind of loses credibility because of the point that you just made. Like, I may not be a fan of what a program is doing, a coach is doing, whatever the case may be, but I can separate my emotions from that and to give you the actual facts of what I truly believe. But it seems like a lot of these platforms, these journalists, they can't do they don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you say some lists he's number 2, some lists he's not top 20. Like, it's all over the place.
I used to have this conversation because I've worked at ESPN and NBC, and you got some big egos, in some of those companies that have never played the game. And, I'm like JB in a lot of ways. I have a little more tact, I think, sometimes, but I'm like JB in a lot of ways in that I always call a spade a spade. And I would have conversations with these people and tell them, you don't process information like an athlete does. You allow your biases, your likes and dislikes to influence your opinion. An athlete just call a spade because we've actually had to go out there and compete in front of the world, and they kept score. Like, you can't tell me the whoever you think the top prognosticator is right now on television, you can't tell me what they thought 2 years ago about this, that, or the third. Or what an executive's opinion was in a board meeting 3 years ago, whether it was right or wrong. If you want to fact check an athlete, you can go pull the box score up from 8 years ago.
Shaun, I say it all the time.
Tell you all the facts.
Yeah,
I say it all the time, Shaun. We are in a results-oriented business.
Absolutely.
Like, there ain't no gray area. You win or you lose. You graduate or you don't. You get a scholarship or you don't. You fuck the prom queen or you jack off. It's real simple. Like, I don't understand. It's real fucking easy to really break it down that way, really, to cut the shit. Cut through
For real. And I think because of that you can find a lot more bias sometimes when it comes to some of that stuff, just based on who they like and who they don't like.
I went back to, before we do our 4th of July favorite food list with you, to end the show with a little fun.
Everything.
Let me ask you. I want to go back to something. Have we lowered the bar in regards to the expectation level of our football players in the NFL level? I'm bringing it up only because I don't know if you've seen the latest Tiki Barber rant on a podcast.
He went off on somebody, didn't he?
Austin Eckler. We'll let you hear it. Bailey, pop it up real quick. Austin Eckler basically said he don't want to carry the football as much as people might do. So Tiki Barber went in on him and talked about this.
Eckler said something the other day that was so discouraging. Discouraging. It had nothing to do with anything. It was discouraging because he was asked about why the Jim Harbaugh-led Chargers weren't ideal for him, or why did they moved on from him. And you know what his answer was?
No.
They want a guy who can run the ball 300 times a season. They want someone who can run the ball 300 times.
So in other words, Eckler was saying he can't do that?
Yes.
But as a running back, you should
go look at how many times I ran the ball 300 times a season.
So Eckler basically wasn't up to the check.
Well, he's just saying it's not my game. Right? Yeah. It's not my game to be dude, you couldn't get me off the field.
That's a tough thing for Eckler to say when he's the one waving for how much money he wants long term. You want to be a bell cow or not?
Be on the field all the time, right? Don't be a liability on third down. Catch the ball out of the backfield. Truck it through the offensive line 25 times a game, right? You want to get paid? Be that.
I mean, let me ask you before we dive into it, what he said is you and I in his generation. That's what football was.
In mine as well.
And not yours. I would have said your name if that was the case. So Smitty's generation and this newer generation, and even though Smitty, I'm not saying Smitty played. He played the D tackle position, and he was there, and he showed up, and he didn't want to transfer. And he still fits into the mold of me wanting to coach him. I would have wanted to coach Smitty because he was old school. He was before the portal and the NIL. The thing I'm saying, though, before we even dive into it, he has a case, but then also would that hurt him now in dealing with the negotiation of an NFL team that wants to sign him and say, hey man, you're used baggage. You got too many carries. That's what they're using against these running backs now. So I think it's like a double-edged sword here. I love the old school mentality. I want to fucking play. I want you to earn your keep, play the game. But at the same time now, are we where we at? NFL market. Look at the NFL marketplace.
Man,
the lowest it's ever been.
Soft as cotton candy, man. That's some sweet shit he said. Think about this. 300 carries over 17 games is 17 carries a game.
It's not a lot.
Ooh, damn. I ain't even break it down like that. Shaun, say it again, Shaun. It's how many?
300 carries over 17 games is 17 carries a game.
Damn.
But then he'll go in there and argue that they ain't paying him enough. Like, and watch what that mentality breeds. Football ain't something you can fake.
Right.
So if you out there running back and you don't want that contact, you shying away from it, what value do you have? Like, he's the perfect example of how fantasy football has leaked into real football. He's an elite fantasy football running back in a PPR league because of the amount of catches that he has.
Or how many points he got you?
Right.
How many points he got you?
He's convinced himself that I can be of value as a running back and not really be a running back. Just put me in the game you want to throw the ball.
Shaun, I've been saying this for years, and I also been saying this. American sports are fucking dying. See, everybody can keep saying they're not, but this is why they are, in my opinion. Like, baseball's now, pitchers are on a pitch count. We're pulling Kershaw out the goddamn playoff game. In the 7th inning, he's pitching a fucking shutout, and then to bring in this guy, fresh, gives up 2 homers against Houston, they lose the fucking World Series. I'm like, no, man, this is beyond analytics. We've turned American sports into a geek squad GA's job. And I'm like, hold on. How about nuts and guts, motherfucker? Hey, Kershaw, motherfucker, in this bitch right here, get these 3 out. Like, there's no more. Well, you know what? You've pitched 97 balls. You got to come out now. No more nuts and guts. They're taking it out. And it's like, wait, are we living in AI? So now we have a pitcher's count. We have load management in basketball. We have a fucking a football guy that don't want to carry the football 300 times. And now you don't think American sports are dying? Fuck out of here.
I don't know if I would say dying because I think it's the best time in the history of American sports, JB, to be an athlete. Like, people are such like now to be a celebrity as an athlete, all you got to do is have one great play, like one big game, and you get as much adulation and exposure as, you know, guys that did it for 5-6 years, which is, I think, is old school guys. That's where we kind of have an issue with it. We don't mind anybody being celebrated. What we don't like is when you anoint people into positions before they've actually done the production in our mind to justify being in that position. To me, that's the only issue I have. Stop making these guys superstars and celebrities and Hall of Famers before they actually do it.
Is it player empowerment, though, that is ruining this? Because coaches beg players every day not to transfer from their organization, number one. High school, college, NFL free agents are demanding trades now. Player empowerment, is it hamstringing coaches from being the coach that I was or am, and now we can't be that guy? We can't tell Austin Eckler, hey, dog, shut the fuck up. I'm going to give you the ball 35 times now. Like, that's what I would have did, right? That's back in your day, Shaun. We would have had coaches tell us that type of shit instead of, please, Eckler, stay. We'll put you in the slot and we'll throw you tunnel screens and we'll like. That's what. Is it hamstringing? Is it hamstringing coaches?
Where's Eckler? The Bears?
Washington.
Yeah.
Is it hamstringing though? The fundamental level of coach. Like, just think about high school, college, pro. It's like, we got to beg these dudes to play now.
So, JB, it's all about the culture that you decide to stand on. Nick Saban didn't baby anybody, right? He came to Bama. He played the guy that was best. He didn't care what, if he was a freshman or if he was a fourth-year senior, he played the best guy. But Saban also had the full support of the AD and the president. Look at Georgia. Kirby Smart the same way. Like, look at Michigan under that run with Harbaugh. Same way. So it's really about what path you take as a coach. Stop being sweet. You know, stop acquiescing to the players. When you get a job, say this is what it is. And you know what? The guys that fit that narrative are going to gravitate to your program.
Shaun?
I'm never going to sugarcoat how I coach. And
I would argue that the reason I brought up the player empowerment thing is because, to your point, Eric Bieniemy tried. They fucking ran him out. And I'm just being honest. If I tried right now, they'd run me out. I'm just telling you right now because I've talked to EB, and EB tried it. Don't wear no hats. I'm setting the tone. This is my room. I don't want you to have fucking hats on in my room. That's all it is. And then they went out to social media, did a podcast, bitched and moaned. EB's too hard. He's like cussing us out, blah, 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 blah. That's my point to this player empowerment shit. Like, it's like we don't want – it's not a men's league no more. I'm tired of hearing this is the man's league. Like, no, it ain't.
I guess where I differ slightly, I'm not going to draw a line in the sand about what the hell you got on in the meeting. I'm going to draw a line in the sand about you being in the meeting on time.
Right.
I'm not going to even draw a line in the sand about you having to take notes in the meeting. But I am going to draw a line in the sand about what product I get on the field.
What you retain. Though.
Right.
Yeah.
When I get on the field, if you making mistakes, you got a bunch of MAs, missed assignments, for those that don't know what that means, and I get back in the meeting and you ain't taking notes, then guess what? I'm going to call you to the office and I got a problem with that.
Hey, Shaun,
period.
I'm going to be honest. Like, if I coach tomorrow and I'm hiring Shaun King and I'm going to hire you and I'm going to hire fucking Tank and some old school cats and we're going to go out here and I'm the head coach and I'm going to say, Shaun, you know what? I want to recruit 21 personnel and we're going to run fucking ISO and power. And you're going to be like, what do you mean, JB? We don't, can we recruit that personnel? I don't care. We'll go get a big body fucking guard, put him at fullback. And you know what? We're going to make the 215-pound linebacker in the NFL now fit a gap and spill the box. And I'm going to run the football at your motherfucking ass. And I bet you money, if you did that shit right now, you would be like, holy shit, we can't be stopped.
Well, JB,
look at Michigan, Shaun. Look at Michigan.
Michigan just did it for the whole rest
That's what I'm saying. Teams that want to do it are actually still winning. Football hasn't changed. Even though we've window dressed it and made it pretty and we've put spread out and option and RPO and we've done 10. It hasn't changed. Physicality, if you run the football, the other team will turn it down, especially now in this pussy era. Shit.
Which is why I'm high on the Ravens this year and Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry doing that, running the ball together and making it to the Super Bowl this year. If my coach don't make it. If my coach don't make it. Let's go ahead and move to our final segment of the show, man. It is 4th of July. Tomorrow, 4th of July week. This is our last show of the week, so we have to end off the right way. I know I love food, so I'm going to bring my list up first. I got a top 5 list, top 5 favorite foods or must-have foods on 4th of July. Big Smitty's top 5. As you can see, man, my list is the correct list. At number 5, I got macaroni and cheese. It's a side, but in the black households, any sort of holiday, I feel like macaroni and cheese is something that can be there and it should be there, whether it's Easter, Thanksgiving, a birthday even, and damn sure on 4th of July. So that's number 5.
Hey, Smitty, not to cut you off.
You already cut me off, so go ahead and go.
I did on purpose.
I don't want to do it no more.
Hey, Smitty. Hey, Shaun, aren't burgers, though, they have to be number 1. If you're an American, burgers have to be number 1, right?
Well, don't let him mess with you yet. Like, you're fucking up the whole rhythm of the segment. Let me give my 5, you give your 5, and then we hear Shaun's 5 or he gives his top. Why you want him to, that's a horrible ending of a movie, of a show. You get an answer at the beginning of the damn movie. I don't want to see the rest of it now if I know who's going to die at the end. You did. Don't ask the question yet. Number 4, brats or chicken links. I'm from the Midwest. We eat bratwurst. Now out here in LA,
white boy
y'all
shit.
Eat that.
Shaun, that's a white boy ass shit. Who eats brats, homie?
Brothers eat brats.
I never heard a brother eating brats.
Hell no.
That shit is white as shit.
Ohio, we eat brat.
Hey,
with
Shaun,
mustard
like a white boy.
With mustard or barbecue sauce on that.
That's the white people shit, homie.
No, it ain't.
I ain't never ate no brat in my life.
You on the West Coast, homie. That's why, homie. Out here, y'all eat chicken links, which is cool. I like that too. But it ain't the same thing as a brat. Number 3, barbecue baked beans. I'm actually going to show love to my co-host here. One of his best meals that he fixes are his barbecue baked beans. He has meat in there, brown sugar, peppers, honey, etc. He does a pretty good job. Number 2, ribs. I don't care if it's pork or beef. I had some beef ribs the other day from Woody's out in Inglewood, and they were so meaty and tender and saucy. It was amazing. Number 1, though, you got to go with burgers, like JB said. Come on now. You can't have a barbecue on 4th of July and not have a damn burger. That's my top 5. What's yours?
I mean, show mine, Bailey. Fuck. Shaun, I got burgers too, but I got links. You see the difference, Shaun, in the hood cat and a fucking brat? Who the fuck eats brats? I want a bratwurster. What are they called? Bratwurst. Bratwurst.
We just call them brats, though, in the hood. We don't say all that.
Hey, we don't call brats in no hood.
I can tell you ain't from
brats
the hood.
Ain't from the hood.
You're from one hood. You act like the whole America is just Compton, homie. It's more hoods than just Compton, homie. Come to my city and say what you're saying and see what happens. Go ahead.
All right.
End up like Rick Ross.
All right. Links. Shaun. You got Italian sausage links. You got fucking pork links. You got
hot links.
hot links from Louisiana hot links. You got Cajun hot links.
Links cover it all.
Yeah, ribs. I
Links
make the best smoke. I smoke ribs, barbecue ribs. I can do it all. I can go sell plates right now on eBay and make millions of dollars. Brisket baked beans. I'll slow smoke a brisket for 12 hours tonight. I'll put it on at midnight tonight, and I'll put it on. I'll do it. I'll double wrap it. I'll take it off. I'll throw it from one smoker from a Traeger. I'll throw it on to my big drum, and I'll get 2 different types of smokes on it. I'll take it out, wrap it up, let that bitch, let that jiggle. It'll jiggle, wrap it. I'll spray it down with some apple juice, Shaun. Afterwards, rewrap it. I'll take that shit out, and man, I'll make you smack your mama. We'll cut that up, and I'll put it in my baked beans. So I'm going to make some brisket baked beans. And then barbecue chicken, I think, is a forgotten 4th of July. You got to barbecue burgers, links, and chicken, don't you?
You do.
I don't know. And
I was surprised Smitty didn't have barbecue chicken.
Yeah, I'm surprised too, because again, he's starting to show us something, Shaun. Brats, no chicken. What is that telling a brother? You know what I'm saying?
You sound
He's starting to sound little white.
I expected more out of you, Shaun. I expected more out of you.
Hey,
number 6 would be chicken. I eat chicken so much throughout the year. It's like whatever. Like it's not my top 5. I'm sorry. I'm surprised you ain't have hot dogs on your shit.
So I was gonna say, isn't the nation in the hot dog?
White people shit like a motherfucker.
Hold on, Shaun. I said
hot dogs.
I said
Ain't nobody gonna just eat hot dogs, Shaun. I eat hot dogs.
Shaun, this motherfucker said,
"Hey, Shaun,
I'm not white."
Hey, Shaun. Hey, first of all, Shaun, seriously, why you can't put no sides on here? That's just not my opinion.
The beans are sides,
but that brisket though,
but it's still sides though, homie.
That's a combo with a brisket. You don't waste brisket unless you put them in something. Shaun, go ahead, Shaun.
Go ahead, Shaun.
I was surprised hot dogs weren't on there, only because in the Nathan's hot dog contest, always the weekend of the 4th.
Yep.
Yeah.
So because of that, most people probably gonna have hot dogs. I'm cool with the list. I don't do brisket or prime rib or anything like that on the 4th, just because it takes so long.
Yeah.
I be wanting to do something that get done a little quicker, but I'm with the list. I never had a brat, whatever that shit called, before the Smitty eat.
You ain't had a brat, Shaun?
That's a regional thing. Don't they put sauerkraut on
No,
there?
you ain't got it. I mean, white people do that. We don't do that. You put the brat on there, bro.
No, motherfucker, you don't eat brat.
You put a squirt of mustard on that thing, or on 4th of July, I do barbecue sauce. It's so damn good. I'm telling you. I just put y'all on game. All my Midwest people, look, juice pack, they so fire. I do barbecue sauce juice pack. I'm saying some people do mustard though as well. I've seen both. I'm telling y'all, bratwursts are fire. Anybody in the Midwest who's in this chat right now, y'all know what I'm talking about. Shaun from the South, so he don't know. You from Florida, and you from the West Coast, so you don't know. Which is cool. That's why I'm putting y'all on game. That's why it's the best show to reach on planet Earth.
Yeah, it's real. You might as well hot 2 on that motherfucker. For me,
hey, man, look,
hot 2 on that brat. Motherfucker, spit on that thing, because I ain't eating no brat.
I'm going to just be honest with you, man. Down at the crib, dog, you can see a lot of things on that grill. It might be a whole pig roasting over there. They don't dug a hole in the ground, got the smoker in the ground. You might get all pulled pork, pulled everything. You ain't gonna find no damn brats. I'll be honest with you.
Baby, can you find a picture of a brat before the show is?
I don't even know what a brat is. I don't even know what it looks like.
Don't know, and I'm like confused. We grew up on brats, homie.
Hey,
my grandma flying out here right now, about to put some brats on the grill.
You ain't finding no brats out here
now. She brought it with her.
Do you microwave those? I mean, is that?
No, you know what?
Yeah,
I don't. Real shit though. Real shit. If you don't feel like barbecuing, you can boil that up on the stove. Microwave.
Hell no.
That motherfucker, hey, it start to blow up, pop. It mother split down the middle if it get too hot.
Shit, you do that with a hot dog. You do that with a hot dog, homie. What are we, 8 years old? Shit. Hey, Shaun, real quick.
Hot dogs, hold on, real quick. Hot dogs are cool on the 4th because hot dogs are the first thing on the grill. It's just some quick shit to eat real quick.
They're the same shit.
Burn down the middle. Come on, baby. Look, Shaun. Look up, Shaun. Look up. You can't tell me that shit don't look fire on the grill. Put some barbecue sauce in that in the hot dog bun. Make it make sense, homies.
That look like apple chicken links.
It don't look better than no link. I know that. It don't look better than no goddamn link. I don't know what.
Tell me y'all wouldn't eat that right now.
Shit.
Tell me you wouldn't eat that right now, Shaun. With some barbecue sauce. With some barbecue sauce in a side of damn potato salad and macaroni and cheese right now.
Nah, I don't do it. I ain't fucking with it. Don't you put like beer on there and shit?
Why y'all adding all the weird? I don't know what white people do. White people make potato salad different ways too. White people make macaroni and cheese different ways too. Some of your sides you made at home has been weird too. White people do shit differently. Don't let that define the whole food. God,
Shaun, it's been a great week. All 3 days with you.
We appreciate you, Shaun.
What you got going? What are you cooking tomorrow? That's all we want to know.
We just gonna keep it real traditional. We're gonna do some hamburgers. But so here's the thing with hamburgers is how you set up the sides. Like you gotta have the bread, you gotta have the tomato slices, you gotta have the lettuce, gotta have the pickles, the onions, like the relish for people that want relish, mustard, mayonnaise, ketchup, barbecue sauce, however you want to do it. I like to make that sandwich.
I'm gonna make a bold prediction. I make the best burger you ever had in your life. This how I do it.
JB, I'm from the South, so
you got to try something tomorrow. You got to just make you a batch. Just make you one burger separate and just try it and then tell me, JB, you right.
I know you're passionate about cooking.
Chop some onion and some real garlic. All right. Blend it in your burger patty. Blend it up. Cut that meat. Get that meat going. I get real burger, by the way. We get no goddamn patties already made. All that.
We make our burgers from scratch.
Season that bitch up. I do garlic salt, garlic pepper, seasoned Lowry's pepper, some beef brisket burger seasoning, and then a little Cajun in there. And then I mix that up, and then I'll throw a little teriyaki sauce on there and blend all that in there. Make it all. Take that shit, grill it, how you do. Throw your cheese on there if you want at the end, whatever you want to do. I do pepper jack at the end. Best burger you ever had with red onion.
You can't do no pepper jack on the 4th. You got to be American, baby.
Well, you're right. But I'm just saying.
You got to go American cheese.
Hey, then you take some red. You got to take some red onion, some blue cheese crumbled, and you throw that bitch on there with some fire Kinder's barbecue sauce.
He love Kinder's, boy. Look at Shaun. Look at Shaun. When you said blue cheese, Shaun, he missed everything you said.
I know.
White people shit.
You got to try it. I'm just telling you to try one of them, though.
Hey, man, look, y'all have a good weekend, man. Hey, Smitty, I'm not messing with no broads. JB, keep your blue cheese. I'll see y'all next week.
All right, man. Have a good one, man.
Enjoy.
As much as you've been around brothers your whole life, JB, and you know the coach, you've been around.
I call it a red onion.
You're real similar.
I call it red onion blue cheeseburger. Bomb as fuck.
But your core,
you have one.
Your core is good. Your core is still white, and there's going to be a little, and it's okay.
I don't do blue cheese unless I do that one particular.
But it's okay though.
That's
all right.
I'm telling you right now, guarantee.
Embrace your whiteness, JB. One of the funniest things that you've ever done in this show, and I wish there was some way, because like from my perspective, it was so fucking funny because like the way he looked at me, he said, "I'm not white though," and like looked at me in my eyes, and from the fans, I don't know if y'all really understood how funny that moment was.
What I meant, like.
You said, "I'm not white," but that shit, yo,
I don't cook white.
I know, but your eyes were so funny when you were so serious. I heard you fuck white. Pause. No. I talked to your AE privately the other day, and she said you like, you know what I mean? Like she got to do all the work. You kind of just sit there. She brought it up. She brought it up to me. Like, I was listening. She brought it up. I ain't asked. She just brought it up. I was just listening. I want to be rude.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like I don't do that. I'm white as fuck, but I don't like it's principality.
What's fucking white though? Like when you say that, like what does that even mean?
Oh no, that's just what I heard. I don't know.
Because Trump said something the other day. He said he's taking black jobs, and that's been trending. It's like we're like, what are black jobs? So like, what are certain things? Shit. All right, y'all. 4th of July has been beautiful, man. Y'all subscribe, become members. Y'all become members.
We got disturbing news. My main man, Marshawn Lynch is supposedly doing a podcast with Governor Gavin Newsom. Oh, that means he's endorsing the demonic cat. We gotta get out of this. You gotta start doing some research, people. Please understand. We all love Marshawn, but dog, don't fall for it, Marshawn.
You call him demonic. Do you understand how powerful that is?
I know. I'm saying on business.
You gotta have facts of what you're saying there, because all right. I'm saying
I'm gonna holler at Marshawn.
Because demonic is powerful to say that.
I'm holler at Marshawn, dog. If that's really what's going down, they're doing a podcast. I'm going to holler at him, man, because that's a bad thing, man. Don't fall for the okie doke, dog. We from the hood, remember. Just because we from the hood don't mean we got to be hood. And when you are from the hood, slippers don't count. And when you are from the hood, we don't fall for the okie doke. And we don't suck on blow pops. We don't do the sucker shit. Marshawn, don't do it. Just telling you, homie, take it from your OG. We'll see you on Monday. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the day. Stay cool tomorrow. Eat, drink, fuck, whatever you do. But be careful, be safe, strap it on. Ice Cube said put on 2. Especially if you're in Brazil or Atlanta, put on 2 rubbers.
Motherfucker, he said some powerful shit just now.
Did I?
All right. Y'all have a good one, man. Wear the 2 rubbers. Wash your hands. Don't drink and drive. Be smart. Just hang with your family, man. No violence, none of that. Let's just have a good time and celebrate. We're going to see y'all again next week. Clips will be generating all throughout the weekend.
Hey, real quick.
YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all that. Last thing right here. Close out. It better be good and powerful, too. Last thing.
All you guys that support Trump, anyone that's a Trumper, go on CoachJBStore.com right now and find you something that you're going to really trip out on. And if you're not a Trumper, go check it out, too.
What about the Biden supporters?
I don't fuck with them.
Or just the left supporter in general, even if it's not Biden?
I'm cool. I'm cool with you, though. I don't have no issue.
I'm saying, you got some on there for those?
No.
All right, then, y'all have a great week, man. Happy 4th of July.
Check it
Light
out.
up your fireworks, man. Hey, Discord. Me and JB gonna be in Discord right now. I'm about to make a minute right now.
Hey, real quick.
Hey, hold on.
Hey, women, are you guys seriously? Last thing, we got 4,300 people still in here. Are you guys trying the Hawk Tua on your man? Because I've been hearing Hawk Tua is trending in a lot of ways. And I heard you could just go grab you a bitch on the side and bring her over, and she's going to try to Hawk Tua your shit. Is it going down? Is it more than normal? Ladies, men, are y'all trying it? Is it trending? Are y'all trying it? Let us know in the chat. Go on over to the Discord. I know the ladies got a sex Discord over there.
Called Sexcord.
Sexcord.
Hop in there. They be talking about fucking you in there.
Anyway, hey, appreciate
Hold on! Lamar Jackson's a Hall of Famer. All right, y'all. Have a good one, man. 4th of July. Peace.
Issues get pressed so fast it don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been